Hello everyone, welcome to I Chose the Wrong Overlay. I am Simon at Wondering DM. Welcome to our last episode before the holiday break for our Cyberpunk Red campaign. We have a guest with us this week, returning for the second time to finish this story arc. We'll let her introduce herself. Let's just go quickly around the table, tell us who you are, who you'll be playing. We'll start with the person to my right on the overlay, and then we'll go around clockwise. So we'll begin with Adelaide.
That is me, Adelaide Gardner, or Adelaide on Twitter, and I play Reno, our solo.
And then Deirdre.
Oh, hey all, I'm at Deirdre Donlan on Twitter, or Praxworth4. You see me around on Twitch, your friendly neighborhood Prax. And I get to be Trent, your friendly neighborhood mechanic who will make it go to 11.
Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, and my character in this campaign is Jimenez, the rocker boy by way of pantomime and professional wrestling. Also uses he, him pronouns.
Our guest for tonight, Anna.
Hey, I'm Hannah, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios everywhere else, she, her, and I'll be guesting as Black Cat, also she, her.
Chris.
Hey, June Boss. Chris Geary. You've seen me before. You can find me on the internet at Chris Geary. Tonight, I will be reprising my role as Mr. White, aka Dr. Frost. Hopefully, any of the shooting happens to other people and I don't got to do too much work.
And last but certainly not least, Rin.
Hey, I'm Rin. I play Jinx. That's it. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm the nomad. Crazy nomad. But anyway.
And last week we started with a rendezvous at Camden Court, where the party went to meet with Belinda, the sort of game fixer, contact perhaps, operative from Militech, who was helping Bueller find people to eliminate using the cover of Last Man Standing. And she tried to get the party to remove a problem for her in exchange of some information. The party said, we're going to have none of that. And instead went and met with Black Cat, who was also trying to look for help. And as a lot of her clients, as a fixer, were getting killed by the game, and she ended up needing help from someone who would actually take the game offline. The party, with the help of Black Cat, decided to plan a way to find out and disconnect the game, take it offline forever. That's where we left off, with the planning phase beginning in the garage of the apartment. With the group ready, there was a lot of information exchanged. Black Cat told you about a few of her contacts that could help. One of which was a netrunner by the name of Dax, who would be able to figure a few things out and help with the countdown timer so that you wouldn't have to survive 72 hours if something was to go wrong. You could probably just jack into the game, skip the whole countdown, but then someone, I think it was Mr. White, raised the interesting point that if you go too fast, you might be disqualified for obvious cheating.
Besides, that's boring.
There's that too. And so, as chat is going wild with changing my face with the various holiday emojis, I would just like to remind everyone that thanks to our sponsor, Artalsorian Games, we are going to give away tonight, at the end of our show, a physical copy to one US resident who's currently watching, because those copies are impossible to get in stores for now. So if you want to grab your Cyberpunk Red hardcover book, and you want to be able to play the game with the physical book before having to wait for next year, be sure to watch this until the end. So that said, let's go back to our garage. No Displacer Rat, it won't be signed because it would cost too much in shipping. But the day that conventions pick back up, we can definitely look into having a like Cyberpunk reunion or something. But anyway.
By the way, I'm still selling my copy for like $1,000 if you're interested.
Oh,
if you don't
cool.
win this channel, you know.
That's
Got to get that markup.
mighty generous of you. Only $1,000. Right now, I should say, one of our viewers, just a quick aside, has a signed copy of Cyberpunk Red hardcover. By me. Signed by me. And Jinx. Because we're important. So that said, garage. Let's go back there.
So what do you think this prime candidate thing it's searching for even is? Prime candidate for what?
To die horribly being smashed all over the place by Adam Smasher?
You know, I think there's probably a lot of prime candidates for that.
Trins is half under the POS that belongs to Black Cat, and it's just like randomly there will be pieces coming flying out as she's talking. It's like, why did you just random piece of duct tape? There's an actual rubber ducky under here. Why did you put that as a balancer on your brakes?
It balanced it, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
Huh.
While they're fiddling around doing shit, can I like hop on like on my agent, like get on some like I don't know, gossip forums or something? Because like it seems very strange that like this idea of like a prime candidate, unless we talked about it the last episode and I just didn't get it, but like is somebody like thinking of stepping down? Like you know, what the fuck is going on?
You're going to need a, while you have access because of Flank, who basically told you all, you know, where to look for, what the forum was and everything. So it's easy enough for you to go on the data pool, you know where to look. The thing is there's so many forum posts on there that it will require a library use check.
Not my birthday. Let's see though. There's probably an intelligence. No? Okay.
It's library search is right under languages.
I got no points in that, so
let's see
okay.
Reno's Googling skills.
13.
13 is enough to find a few of them. You don't know which one would be the most accurate. They're all wild theories about what the company behind Last Man Standing is doing. But there's definitely a common trope of whoever is winning is going to be at the beck and call of Militech. No one believes that it is possible for anyone to win something as big as perhaps, you know, like they said, 2 billion Eurobucks, or even something like Prime Healthcare Forever, a batch of fat-grown organs. Something will tie the winner to Militech. And many of the players don't seem to have a problem with it.
what's his face? What was the IC's guy's name again?
Mulholland Steel.
Mulholland Steel. I wonder if they're trying to do something bigger and better than that, you know? Some kind of super soldier.
That seems to be what it sounds like, according to Beulah. However, I don't know what this prime candidate piece looks like. I don't know if it's to avoid cyberpsychosis. I don't know a lot. There's not enough information, and that really makes me nervous. We've
Maybe
never
less
gone in this blind
cyberpsychosis
before.
and more the ability to kill, but also the willingness. Hashtag relatable.
Yeah, I saw all that research that IEC had, and I know Militech owned IEC. I saw it. I've read it. That's some scary shit. That's all I gotta say.
It's definitely, from what you've gathered, they're definitely shrouding in secrecy anything that they could potentially hide. And even on the message boards, Reno, people don't seem to mind. It's, to a lot of them, better to be on the payroll of a megacorp and live forever than to live in shit and have to do whatever it is that they're doing to survive, whether it's scrounging around for food or back-breaking work for a meager pay. My god, thank you all for all the gifts and the subs. Thank you, everyone. Get that train on me. So, also, I really don't understand why the alert box is not muted like I asked it to be.
It's the finale. It wants to shine too.
It's yes. So, while we have the ominous woo in the background, Flank had told you last session, so a few moments ago for you, but Flank did tell you all about, being at the ready if anything was to happen. That, you just need to let him know, and he would help out. And he still has a few chips to put people into the game. I just don't know if what course of action do we all choose?
Is he running that one up? The one that he had in the fake eye that we gave him? Is he running it up the board?
He's running it, yes.
Well, that's the one that's got to go to whoever's going to take over. And I'm going to let him know the plan, which is, I think I said that at the end of last session. I can't remember if I did or didn't. But we'll insert it into whoever wants it. And run it up the rest of the way. But this will look a lot less suspicious.
Well, we had said that it would be either me or Reno.
Both.
Or both of us.
We only got one chip that we can actually run up.
Oh.
Well, no, he
There's
has
only one
other
fake
chips.
Yeah, but they have to be in someone, otherwise they don't count.
Yep, exactly.
It'll flag something. So we've got one with a head start, is what I'm saying.
Do I need to make another eyeball? Because that doesn't take long.
Well, I mean, the
At this point, it doesn't matter because it's still going to start behind. The point is, one person gets to be on top. If the other person wants to play, go for it.
I mean, they would serve as decent decoys, at least.
Backup.
Yeah. We've seen others work together in teams, so obviously that's not against the rules.
There can only be one winner at the end, but, you know, if you reach top 1 and top 2, then it's technically going to be a duel, but, you know, if both parties know what they're doing, then whoever's number 1 is number 1.
It's only a duel if you care about taking the top spot.
Well, I don't think we should put the chips in now. Didn't we say we were going to get about 24 to 48 hours to get our shit together? Do some research before we...
Yeah, we had to go find something, right?
Yeah.
We had to go find...
So, yeah, I guess put together another eye. Get another
Okay.
one running up the board.
And like Trins kind of does that, pulls herself like halfway out on a roller from under the car. It's like, cool. And she like, that will be perfect use for whatever this was. And she kind of shucks it behind her. But your car will be safe to drive when I am done. It may not look pretty, but it'll be still safe to drive. I can't guarantee a body work job at the moment. And she slides back underneath.
Is there anything left under there? Because you seem to be pulling out a lot. I don't want to get in my car and have like no floor.
You didn't have a floor when I started.
I had a floor. I had somewhere to put my feet.
Yeah, that was the pedals. There wasn't a floor. You had a rust belt.
Are they still under there, the pedals?
Yeah, along
Okay,
with the
good.
clutch
Okay, good.
and the transmission. Other than that, I'll fix it. Don't worry.
I trust you. I don't have any choice but to trust you. You've already pulled out everything from under my car. Like, you've given me no choice. So
You can't say no to it. Just let it go. Let it go.
I'm not saying no.
Jimenez is just going to reach into the refrigerator and pull out a Jolt, and then wanders over to the car, and he's actually going to hand Trins the can of Jolt through the hole at the bottom of the car, just for convenience. This might speed things up a bit.
Hey, cool. Thanks. Really appreciate that. Actually, I really do appreciate it. You are very smart, and I appreciate you.
I thank you.
You two
There's
are
like-
adorable.
You're muted.
You're giving
There's not-
Jolt to Trins.
This is a bad idea. Just really
Let's
bad idea.
let's see if Deirdre can talk even faster now.
Oh god.
Challenge accepted. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we rewire the entire gasket system, but we have to add 3 new holes. It's going to take me about 4 or 5 more hours to add double new drill sparks. Oh, did you know that we could actually rewire this thing to make it voice modulated and then actually tie it into your agent? Can I have your agent? I need to tie it into the voice modulator. It'll actually run your entire video
I will
audio
kill
setup.
you. I will kill you.
No, I like this
kill
speed.
you,
This is a good-
Jimenez.
this is an
I will
efficient
kill
speed.
you.
We're getting a lot done here in a shorter amount of time. I like this girl. I like this. Do I need to give you my agent right now? Is this something that you're doing right this second?
Well, I'm doing that, and I'm also rewiring your transmission. Don't touch anything else, because that'd be really bad, and we don't want you to burn up. It won't burn me up, but it'll probably burn you up, and you shouldn't touch anything because you'll probably be electrocuted. Also, the car is live right now, so probably don't touch
I
anything
leave the
else.
garage. I
Did
walk
you
out.
say that the car will catch on fire?
I follow her.
I turn around and walk out too. Just
No, the
leaving
car's
the
not
scene
gonna catch on
behind.
fire.
Just promise me that the car will not catch on fire when I try to drive it next, okay?
The car will be perfectly safe when you try and drive. It'll be perfectly fine. Right now,
Okay,
don't
but
touch
don't
it
need
because it would be
none
bad
of
for
the
you.
fancy
Can I have
pants
another drink,
stuff.
please?
How can you still hear her outside? There's a giant metal wall, and you can still hear her.
I guess Jolt amplifies things.
It's she's also speaking through the radio at the same time.
I think my ears are ringing. Fucking.
So that leaves Jimenez, Black Cat, and Trins down in the garage. Reno, White, and Jinx are going to someplace quieter.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to Flank.
All right. I was gonna say. So what we'll do is we'll.
No, I have to
Basically-
wait for somebody to disarm the door, then I can go talk to Flank. So I'm going to my apartment
All right.
because
So
I'm not going to try and get blown up.
I'd like to know for the next 48 hours, what are the steps of the plans that you have in mind? And then I might throw a wrench in and whatever. So we know that White wants to talk to Flank.
I'm
I'll-
waiting to find out like where I need to look. So
Yeah, that's why. Well, I can find that location from Flank. He already told us. So that part I don't need to see Flank for. I'm going to go talk to Flank about something else. So I can get that right away.
Okay.
And you can then figure out with your Nomad contacts who can find it from outside the city to give us a better idea. And I'd also want to talk to the Brainiacs. That's the thing you were talking about, right, Jinx?
yep.
Okay. All of a sudden, I was like, "Wait, was she talking about something else?"
So, basically, you're gonna call Flank instead of going to see him past the.
For
The-
that,
the-
yes, but I'm gonna go see him as well during the 48 hours.
Okay.
That's a separate thing.
Okay. So you give him a call. He picks up almost immediately, knowing that he has, nothing to do aside from monitoring the game.
So, quick update from before when I told you that we have a plan. It's kind of a plan, mostly a plan. But what you need to do is remind me again, where is the prize supposed to be? You said it's outside city limits. Then we got shot at.
Yeah, outside of city limits. Let me pull up a
Can
map.
you narrow it down.
Yes, it's in New Westbrook.
In New Westbrook,
Yeah.
outside the city limits.
Well, it would be on the edge of New Westbrook. Basically, you're still considered close to, from a zoning point of view, you're within city limit. But for the purposes of the game, you're outside of it. So we're talking new development in New Westbrook. Basically, a few blocks behind the Studio 54 offices.
Gotcha. So
Network 54 offices. Yeah.
yeah. So and just so we get this right, what is the sequence that's supposed to happen so that way when you leave city limits as the winner, you don't actually lose? Because you have to leave city limits. That's like part of the winning.
Yes.
The timer, then you have to leave city limits and find the prize.
Yep. Basically, once you leave city limits, once you win the game, they will give you coordinates, I guess. Maybe just an address, a GPS location. I'm fuzzy on those details, but they'll give you a place to go.
And you know it's in that development.
I know it's in there. I just don't know which one. There's like 16. Yeah, it's about like a 16 block area.
All right.
They're mostly single-story homes. We're not talking condos. We're not talking apartment blocks or mega structures.
All right.
So it's wide as an area, but not that populated.
And it was called what again? New Brunswick? New what?
New Westbrook.
New Westbrook. All right. Can you send all of those details to, like the GPS coordinates and addresses and stuff to to Jinx and myself, and we'll get started on trying to narrow some of that down. Because we're gonna win the game and shut everything down. That's
All right.
the plan.
Good to
So,
hear.
make sure that those chips that you're gonna run up a second one here a little bit later behind, so they'll both be rising at a normal rate. Do not get flagged for some sort of cheating. All right, because we're gonna implant them in a couple of our people and finish it off to the top.
I can run a few programs that I was working on something that analyzed the statistical probabilities of someone rising through the ranks at an almost invisible pace, because it is possible. I mean, you know, if you're at the bottom of the ladder and you happen to kill someone who's in the top 100, you're suddenly in the top 100. So it's feasible. Give me a few hours. I'll get back to you on it. But yeah, that's something I can do.
Good. Don't let me down.
Don't worry. Won't. I don't think I will. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't. I'm 99.6% sure I won't.
I'm 100% sure you won't. I have faith in you, Flank. Make it happen.
All right.
And then I hang up. I'll send a text to Jinx saying GPS from Flank will be coming for you soon. New Westbrook is the area. If you know anybody that knows that part of the edge of town and that suburb that's being put in, they are your go-tos.
I'll text back and I'll say, okay, I'll check it out.
That's for Mr. White. I know that Trince is going to have to spend a few hours tinkering on the cars. So, Black Cat, while you're out of a ride, was there anything that you wanted to do?
I can't think of anything unless there is any other research that I could do to help out with this current plan.
You did call out Dax.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that already. As far as your other contacts and clients, I know last week you talked about having some, to put it delicately, meat shields.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to get some people on that would also be feasible.
Okay.
What's your fixer rank? Your role ability for a fixer?
I think it's a 5. Let me check. Um, 5.
Okay. So what we'll do is go here. All right. So you can either call 5, lower tier people. We're talking about like security guard type of thing. Or you could call 3 actual like edge runners, or you can call 1 like veteran.
I think the 3 edge runners sound like the best option.
All right. So it's a group of it's a crew of 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know them as the they call themselves the Triangle.
Okay.
And it's basically these 3 edge runners that have operated in and around Night City for the last year or so, and they are mostly focused on retrieval type of jobs. Most of them involve, breaking and entering or downright, violently retrieving a package. And because of your rank and everything, you won't have to pay them. They owe you a favor. So you can cash in on that favor and have them show up at the place and time of your choosing.
Okay. So I think I'd like to have them show up when we arrive to this place that's near our final destination in the game, so that they can give us maximum protection when we need it the most. If I could have that arranged.
Yep, that's entirely possible. They tell you that they'll hang out. So the triangle will be close to the upper marina near New Westbrook. It should take them about 5 minutes once you call them.
Okay. Well, I don't know the destination yet. I was not privy to
No, but I mean,
any of the other conversation. But
for
I will call
later
them
on,
when the
yeah.
time is right. Yeah. Okay.
just so Anna knows that, if you call them in the middle of a fight, they might get there too late.
Okay. Well, that's a risk.
Early will be better.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I figure in the 48 hours anyway, the group is gonna meet back together and everything will be laid out. Reno, what are you up to?
I think I might hit up. I'm going to text Nightjack and see if he's got anything nice, anything new. Because if I'm going into this game, which I'm assuming I am, I wanna look some goodies,
Oh, hey, Reno, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's shaking, Choom?
Well, it's my birthday soon, and I was just looking for, some presents for myself. Angel emoji.
I got a few things I'm working on at the moment, but I figure you want to take a look at the current inventory. What are you looking at exactly?
Well, I don't really need anything long range. I'm thinking maybe like some kind of... I need a new knife, for one. But something like... I don't know, like really... Do you have like any like close range pistols? Like the big beefy ones that like have like the sawed off ends and it's just...
You're looking for a very heavy pistol.
Yeah. Do I even have one? Do I have a heavy pistol? I already have a heavy pistol, but I don't know if there's like...
But there's
tiers
a
of heavy
class...
pistols.
Yes, there's a class over that called very heavy pistol.
Oh, okay.
He says, I have a... I recently got into possession of a Militech Boomer Buster. Kind of thing that'll take down a fireproof door in a bullet or so.
It's funny you say it's Militech. That sounds tempting. How much would that run me? I don't have my money written on here. I think it's on another sheet.
It starts at 1,000.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 1,200.
Let me see if it's on my other sheet.
Pretty sure you can afford that at this point.
I think so. I think we can afford that. I just never know how much money I have.
If Reno can't, she knows that she could ask White and
I know. Sugar daddy.
if that's what you call me in the streets, whatever.
So you know what? She probably would, jokingly. she's gonna offer to toss in her old heavy pistol. It's still nice, but as like a like a trade-in kind of thing.
What's your old one?
It's just a heavy pistol.
I mean,
It's
because
lucky.
it's you, I can knock off 100.
Oh, for me. Oh, thanks. Yeah, she'll go and pick it up whenever we've got time.
All right. Well, he can do. So one of the new services he
Oh my God, is it delivery?
yes, he
There's
does
a door
door.
weapon.
Yep, door-to-door delivery.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And your first delivery is free, so you don't have to worry about anything.
10% tip.
And he says, "You want ammo to go with that?"
Is it the same type of ammo?
In game, it's the same type of ammo.
Okay.
But he has some fancy.
Different types.
Ammo.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, yeah, sure.
He yeah. He's got a handful of armor-piercing rounds,
Okay.
and he's got a box of incendiary ammunition.
Ooh. I will take what's the mag size on the very heavy pistol?
Oof. 8, same as your
8,
pistol.
so it's the same. Okay. I'll take 8 rounds of the armor piercing and 4 rounds of the incendiary.
That runs you for 12 total. Burr, burr, burr.
I still got plenty basic ammo.
Oh, it's by packs of 10. Wait. Yes. So basically he has 10 of each. So if you wanted 4, that would be 40 for the incendiary and 80 for the armor piercing.
Yeah, I could do that.
And he will have it delivered to you in a few hours in a neat and discreet package courtesy of Nightjack.
Anyone thinking lunch? A little bit. I'd always get you back later, but it's getting to the moment.
He just replies with a wink.
Right.
And if
I didn't text him that. I was saying that to the party.
Oh. Okay. I was wondering who were you asking out to lunch?
No, just just thinking lunch.
Well, I'm cooking. I can make enough for 2 if you want.
I thought you'd never ask.
I didn't think I would either, but I'm feeling generous.
So the pistol that you get through Nightjack's delivery. By the way, it's a fairly discreet package. It's wrapped in. So what you get is a box wrapped in brown paper. That has a shit ton of stickers of Nightjack with his big afro and wide sunglasses smiling on it. And some he goes like he makes the peace sign, some he like a thumbs up. It's yeah. It's quote unquote discreet.
You know the stats on that for damage?
Yes, so it's 4d6 damage.
Holy smokes.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that it's only 1 attack per turn.
That's fine. I'll take it.
All right. And what you see as the pistol is this bigger, heavier version of a desert eagle.
Love it.
All in, of course, black chrome.
No matte finish.
No,
Chrome
it's
is good.
actually a
Have a
glossy
lot of,
finish.
Oh,
I just get
Okay.
trends to change it later or something.
gonna,
Vince can make it
all the
even better if you
fingertip.
wanted.
There's gonna be a lot of
You'll
fingerprints
shoot
on
your
it.
eye out.
I didn't say I was going to shoot it, but I could definitely strip it down and make it better. It is actually a thing I can do.
So, and you have, of course, in 2 little boxes, your spare ammunition. And by the way, this pistol is so big that it cannot be concealed.
Love it. I never conceal my weapons anyway.
Alright, so that was for Reno Jimenez. And then we'll jump over to Jinx.
So Jimenez actually has his match at Club Underground, which you can catch on the Flash Fiction. But then afterwards, White's gonna get a call about a certain mission, and then Jimenez is just going to disappear the next night and return in the morning around breakfast time.
Rough looking.
Yeah. So when he rolls back in, he's with Mark, and his special mime bulletproof vest has a gigantic hole in the center, and he's bandaged up.
And for those of you who would like to know what happened to Jimenez, you should go check out the special episode of Cyberpunk Uncensored. That is up on YouTube. We'll link it at the end of the show when we do outros. But yes, Jimenez, our own Jimenez, went to play with another crew of edge runners over on Cyberpunk Uncensored. And it is during these 24-48 hours that this happened. Jinx, what do you do during those 2 days?
Basically, I'll get in touch with other nomads and stake out the area and try and find as much info as we can.
The area where you need to go once you win? You mean the place in in New Westbrook? Of course, you being somewhat of a black sheep among the nomads means that it requires a lot of effort to try to reach out to people. Aside from the harpies, you can roll a I guess we'll start with a local expert check to see who's around. Who's
The local
available?
expert, your home one?
Yes, sorry.
$17.
Okay, so aside from the harpies, so Denver, Storm, and Prince, who are back in town, there's another family of nomads, the Bronze Wolves, who are around Night City. They're currently staking a claim on a portion of the highway around Rancho Coronado. So we're talking like south of Night City, near the 38. Yeah, near absolutely nothing. It's not even a new development. It's a new they intend to make this place sort of a secondary downtown location for Night City. It's an overpacked suburb right now, and they're trying to clean it from of a lot of people. Try to merge them into big hyperstructures, megastructures, and make way for an industrial park, which is going more or less well. And of course, the Bronze Wolves have decided to take up residency in a a camp that they build for themselves. So you get in touch with one of their representative after almost a day of trying to get someone to talk to you, and you would have spoken with Mikey, who is their leader. So, what is it exactly you're calling us for?
I need to scout out an area. We're looking anything corporal that doesn't fit in the area, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And we need to map out like all the routes, escape routes, anything that a bike can go through. And like if there's security cameras. So it's a bit of a scouting mission. Well, it's basically a scouting mission.
And why would we do that for you? You're not part of the family.
Not your family, no. My family knew your family. My parents always had high respect for you guys.
What was your clan?
Yeah, I think we never established what the name.
I'm going to learn things.
Pretty sure I already wrote it somewhere, but anyway. Jinx doesn't like talking about this shit. The Wardens. My family, my last name's Warden.
I remember the Wardens. Loyal people. Fair people. If I remember right, they got betrayed and they were all killed by one of their family member.
Yeah, so the name stays between us, right?
Talk among the Seven Nations says that there's a very high bounty on the head of the one that sought to kill all of those wardens. Wouldn't happen to be you by any chance, would it?
I was 15 when this all happened. Why the fuck would I kill my family?
16?
15, 16, whatever.
Oh, no, that's okay. He says 16? Might want to rebel against authority. Decided to live in the city of dreams, big night city, instead of living in tents with the coyotes and the tumbleweeds, the sand, and the misery.
Okay, stop. Nah. Look, the road was my life. My bike is my freedom. A warden always protects her own. The only fucking one who has a goddamn problem and should die is my uncle. Because he likes money and he doesn't give a shit about blood. So fuck off. It ain't me. And if your pack runs with me, I will protect them.
I see the cat agrees. Fiery speech. Straight from the heart. Just goes to show that you're still one of us. Figured it was either you or Shade. Alright, listen. It's gonna take a bit of convincing to get people to clan out and about to scout a corp neighborhood on behalf of someone who would rather remain anonymous. So here's what I propose. A favor for a favor.
Done. Anyway, I'll be in there with you guys. I'm not gonna let you go alone.
Alright. So where do you want us?
So I'll tell them where we're going. And, New Westbrook? That's what you said, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's New Westbrook. If we can go in with all bikes or, like, be a little discreet. Maybe a couple people on the feet. That way we don't attract too much attention.
Copy that. When?
As soon as possible. When can you get here?
Depends on where here is.
I'll give him an address that's like outside New Westbrook. Somewhere that I know that's safe, that we can meet up, plan, and then we'll head in.
Out of game, I'd say probably just outside of New Westbrook. That would be in Haywood. So, like, it's across the river from you. And it wouldn't be that far away for them. In about a half hour, they could be there.
Perfect.
Good.
I'll head out right away.
Alright.
I'll let the others know where I'm going.
Okay. You and the pack of nomads, the Bronze Wolves, will begin scouting in New Westbrook for the rest of the afternoon. You'll learn a few things about the place. For one, this new development, which is, you know, almost within city limits, is an extension of the executive zone. So we're talking about, in our world, we'd say something along the lines of the mech mansions. Giant-ass manor houses, made with cheap material, of course, probably for not the C-suite executives, but like the ones right under them. Mid-level, upper-level management, but still not all the way up at the top of the ladder. And you have a sort of labyrinth of streets that have been created. It makes, you're pretty certain, from high up in the sky, like if you have a bird's eye view, it would look like a spiral of streets. Every house has 2 feet of fences, like yard, on each side. Every yard is fenced in by this little like maybe 3 feet tall steel barrier, of course painted to not look like actual steel, sometimes to look like stone, like limestone, granite, or something. And it's got about a 2 feet of wire fencing above that, of chain link fences. And you can see in each yard as you drive by, of course, nothing is done, so most of them is still dirt, gravel. Part of them are still just literally construction sites. Those that have been finished, they look kind of okay. They all look empty. Doesn't seem like anyone's living in here yet. And you notice that because of those fences, you cannot drive through any yards. You have to drive through the street, which is both a good and a bad thing. So at least if someone was to come up, you would see them come around. But at the same time, if you wanted to leave, you would have to, depending on how far into the spiral you are, you're going to have to drive for a while and go around in circles. There are 4 street lamps going in. There's no intersection. They're just there to like let pedestrians walk through across the streets. But each of these street lights is equipped with a security camera so that they can monitor everything. And most of the houses that you've seen that were finished building all had a small satellite antenna, which means that whatever is in the house is probably tapped. And most definitely sends that information out to the corp in question. So that, consider this a boon if you live there, but if you talk against your employers, well, they're going to hear about it, and they're going to fire you, and you're going to end up on the streets. As you pass by, you see a few for sale signs. These houses, those that aren't already corp sponsored, go on sale for about 2 million eddies each, at the very least. In our reality in 2020 IRL, those houses would be worth more than half that price. Just looking at them. They're nice looking, but they're very cheap. And of course, I'm not talking if you were to build these houses in LA or New York or something. I'm talking average.
And do the houses have cameras too, or it's just those 4 street lamps?
Just the 4 street lamps.
Okay. Otherwise, the houses, we don't see any cameras on the houses. Okay. And then are there any that stand out compared to the others, where we'd see somebody's in them, or where whatever we're looking for is, basically?
One of them has a car parked in the driveway, but there's also a sign that says model home. So it's probably the foreman who's in there or something, a rep of the construction project. All of the other houses, it's cookie cutter. They all look the same. They're all white with black accents, columns around the front door, 1, sometimes 2 stories, you have 2 different models, slanted roofs, big bay windows. When you look in, there's a bunch of pre-made basic furniture. Think the cheapest stuff you could find at an IKEA. They're all the same. They all have a fake TV hung on a wall facing a couch that is sometimes rectangular, sometimes semicircular. They all have the same fucking white dining table with 4 chairs. It's hilarious how they're all identical. And you're fairly certain that, you know, once you live in them, like, you keep that furniture stays in. You don't bring yours. You live out of that or something. It looks like the executive dream.
Fucking nightmare to a nomad. Okay. I'll move to somebody else. I'll think if I get a question.
Then we'll go back very quickly to Mr. White. You got your info from Flank, but was there anything else you wanted to do during those 2 days?
That was that was just to get Jinx on the road. So there are 2 things that, well, let's back up. Shortly after that phone call, I would have gotten, as Menez pointed out, another call. It was from someone who owed me a favor, and they were trying to make some goodwill. They told me about a job that could turn out to a really big payday. And I said, something to do with a high-profile celebrity, something like that. Really kind of gave me a snow job about it, but I let him carry on for a bit. When it was all said and done, that's when I called him Menez, filled him in on the details, and we made a meet. So that would have been part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Myself and in this case, Connie, who still owes me. He and I would have met with. Well, you can go read a little bit more about that in the fanfic that Anino has posted.
Yep.
Outside of that, you've got. I need to call the librarian and get the brainiacs on scooping up any information that they can find on New Westbrook, its construction, where they're cutting corners, that sort of thing, looking for vulnerabilities in the area. Tell them it's for a project that'll hopefully pay off in some of the pots that we need for our project. Because I'm really hoping that Militech's going to be trying something similar to what we were seeing at IEC, and I'll be able to get some of the tech that I'm looking for, well, as much as we can carry out. So that would be another conversation, maybe a meet necessary, whatever it is that you think is most appropriate there.
Librarian is going to let you know that they can find that information fairly quickly. In fact, before you've even finished your conversation with them, they already have a package of info to send you about Westbrook.
Excellent, excellent. The last thing I need to know, or I need them to snoop around on, is Militech's involvement with the game. Now, they can't say everything that I'm about to tell him, but he's going to need it when he's digging around. Some of the rumors on the web are true. They are trying to create their own super soldier. But whoever it is going to be kept on a leash. I need to know what they're doing because A, it may have tech that I'm going to use for our job, and B, I ain't letting another psycho run loose in this city killing people.
That's
You
very
don't want that.
tasty information.
Yeah. And you need to keep it under wraps, because if that gets out as legit, Militech's going to change their strategy. So you get a trump card when it's necessary. When shit starts going down, people come to you because you'll know what's going on.
I like that. Can definitely take a peek through the web. Well, through the net. Give me a few hours. I'll get back to you on it.
It may take you longer than that. They've got a lot of ice out there, is what I'm told. Because they are trying to keep their fingerprints off. As you notice, everything in the news is about this media network that's running the game. That it's supposed to be this new hotness and the ratings this and the ratings that. Nah, they're assassinating their rivals under the cover of this game. That you can spread out there. Start looking at the deaths and who is against Militech. That'll fuck them up. Collateral. Not even just game players. Look at the collateral. A lot of those people had nothing to do with the game, but were clearly opposed to Militech.
Going to take a look into it. I have a lot of brains on hand right now. So bring 'em ice. I have replaceable parts.
I like your style. But yeah, the more we get to take before anybody catches wind, the better you get to be your best self.
All right.
So you profit no matter what off of this.
Good. Good.
I'll send my usual 1,000 retainer for the research.
All right, and here's the first package on Westbrook.
Appreciate it. Aren't you glad you met me, even though you didn't like me?
I'll think about that. And as he hangs up, you have a data transfer of I'll paraphrase most of the information, but basically Westbrook has always been the place for execs and corpos. The new development doesn't have the same security that Westbrook used to have before, if only because security before then, before 2045, before the Fourth Corporate War, was handled through Arasaka. They had multiple checkpoints. People living in Westbrook were implanted with a chip that identified them, and there were 3 checkpoints with armed guards and turrets that you had to go through in order to get to your house. So if you didn't belong there, you wouldn't set foot there. Now, because of the whole kerfuffle with, Arasaka being bombed and things happening, you now have a little less security, in the sense that you still have need of an ID chip to enter a house that is owned. You can send out, if you're the owner or the resident of said home, you can enter in facial recognition for guests so that security system won't be alarmed by people coming in at your place to visit. However, something that Jinx would not have seen with her eyes is that, well, mind you, Jinx was in the new development. So regular Westbrook houses all have top-of-the-line personal security systems. And that includes lethal means to dispatch of people setting foot on their yard. Most of the population living in Westbrook are from EBM, Petrochem, from now Militech, and a few other like well-known personalities that aren't affiliated with a corp, but that have means.
So Westbrook is the bougie area.
It's the bougie area.
Okay.
Yeah. But also it's the place where a lot of corpos will hide their high-risk employees. If someone's being wanted for something or working on a specific project that you want everything to be all hush-hush, they'll place them in there. There hasn't been since 2010 any violent incident in Westbrook. So you can assume that people there, if they see a large group of armed people that do not look like they belong there, they might have NCPD on speed dial or something.
That's so unrelatable to today's world. I can't even fathom a world where that would happen.
We're playing in fiction. So, you've all done a few things, you've reconned the place, you got beaten up. Actually, I would like to know, very quickly, how does Trins realize to seeing her boyfriend come in all bandaged up and shot at?
So, I think what happens is Trins was doing something. Merc told her that Jimenez and Merc were gonna go bond and go drinking and do guy stuff, and she was okay with that for reasons that Flashback explained. Spoilers if you haven't checked that out yet. But the next morning, I guess Merc is kind of assisting Jimenez back inside, and I think the first thing that Trins does is punches her brother in the face. Like, after they get into the door of the apartment, and she just full on just decks him.
Ouch.
What? And then turns to Jimenez and goes, "This is not bonding."
To you.
Jimenez just looks down at Merc. Is that what you told her? I thought you were going to tell her where we were going.
She would have never said yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No! So you went somewhere and didn't tell me. You trusted Merc to tell me. No. You trusted Merc to tell me something important.
Oh shit,
He
you're in
told
trouble,
me-
Lex. And Merc slinks away.
Oh, no. She, like, reaches down and is like, no. The door's closed. She just steps on him. It's like,
Things were just moving quickly. And he told me I needed to get my head.
you can't pick up the phone? And have your agent do that? It's real simple. They're voice activated. Hi, Benedict, please make sure you pair to X's agent to make sure that he can call me when he decides to go, I don't know, raid somebody's?
I suppose you can call it a raid.
You got shot! What did you do?
We might have driven out to a place called the Meat Market, and
You took him to the meat market? Why'd you take him to the meat market?
So, bond.
No, it wasn't to bond. I got a mission to go to the meat market and spring someone.
And you couldn't have just said, hi, Trends, I'm gonna go out to the meat market, I'll be back, and like I'm gonna be like do a thing for the Justice Mime thing. It's like you couldn't have taken like 5 seconds to just tell me that? It's literally 5 seconds.
I was going to, but he told me that I needed to get my head in the game, and he told me to shut off everything so I could, focus on this.
Okay, so you weren't.
Really
Your
dangerous
head wasn't in the game. Why was your head not in the game?
I was really tired after my wrestling match, and it was.
So you weren't in your best shape when you went to go spring somebody from the meat market, and that's why you got shot.
Yes. Well, no. What happened was, I thought Raven had shot the guy and he was down.
Who the heck is Raven? Oh no, Raven's the person we drove the truck over for. We drove people over. Did she get you shot?
Yeah, she kind of did. So I ran into her entire team there.
Call Raven.
She's not picking up. So says the DM.
She put me on read? Fine. I know where your car is, bitch.
So they were there. She had her own crew there. And so I was trying to be stealthy and justice mimey, but none of them used silencers. I thought that was pretty nuts. What
do you mean none of them used silencers? Didn't you see their rig before you got into doing, anything with them? I mean, not having a silencer should be really kind of obvious.
I didn't expect him to be there. I didn't even bring a gun with me. So...
Wait. Merc, you took him to the meat market and you didn't give him a gun?
And we're gonna fade on that as we go to a quick break. We are going to run over a little tonight. But stick around, everyone. We will be right back. In fact, our break today is going to be special because we have our first episode of Night City Amplify, something that I hope we'll do more. But for all of you, let's watch a bit of Night City TV, and we will be right back.
Hey, thanks for the invitation to Night City Amplify. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carlton Batista, and I work for Night City Wrestling. I'm a performance artist, and you've probably never had someone like me here before because of my chosen medium, and that medium is professional wrestling. I believe that professional wrestling is the most misunderstood form of entertainment today. And I also believe that it's the most fascinating form of performance art that you can experience. But yet there's this stigma that continues to haunt it and its fandom for the past 6 or so decades. And why? Why is that the case? I feel that wrestling has been stuck in this cycle of self-hatred because it masquerades as legitimate sport when it's not. But my favorite kind of professional wrestling is the kind that bonds with its audience, that connects with it through shared stories, where people like you and me experience raw emotions from everyday conflicts and struggles. It's all of that packaged and projected as larger-than-life characters on a grand stage with colorful costumes and feats of strength and agility. There are heroes and villains, comedies and tragedies, the same tropes that you and I see in our favorite shows, books, and movies play out in the wrestling ring. But for the longest time, there's been this idea that we in professional wrestling can't be frank about what we are. Maybe because so many of us feel like we need to project a tough Chumba image, or have this desire to feel special, like we all belong in some secret society with access to insider information. Or maybe it's because there are many of us who seethe when we hear the word fake. And I hear that word a lot, but I stand by the fact that professional wrestling is performance art. Sure, it masquerades as athletic competition, but there's nothing fake about the risks that I take to entertain fans, or the sacrifices I've made to continue pursuing this craft, or the passion that I put into the shows night in and night out, that's all very real. And it cuts like the worst knife to my heart when people call that fake. Because when fans watch wrestling shows, they don't watch it because they think that it's real or that they just don't get it. They watch it for the same reasons that my neighbors open up romance novels, or my doctor tunes into Combat Cab, or even my girlfriend when she watches her favorite movie Die Hard. You check your belief at the door, and in exchange, you are immersed in an escapist experience. And that's the magic of a pro wrestling show, because I've experienced it at a very young age, and I continue to perform it and share it with an audience for the better part of a decade. And here's the thing. Wrestling is a dynamic experience. No movie will respond to your cheers and your jeers. Novels don't high-five you when they pass you by. Television is a static image, but at a wrestling show, if you're in the right place at the right time, a wrestler just might land in your lap. Wrestling is far more than what the GPW shows you through the lens of legitimate sports. There are other wrestlers like me who are opening up about our craft and their movement to explore professional wrestling storytelling potential. You look around at the various other promotions in Night City and around the world, and you'll see professional wrestling through the lens of comic books, or science fiction, murder mysteries, even ballet. The best kind of wrestling aspires to take you on an emotional journey, thrilling you when an underdog triumphs, resonating deep in your heart when a tag team wrestler betrays their partner. It engages you in the chase for glory, drags you through those valleys of defeat, and it grants you access to that intimate moment when someone's lifelong dream is finally fulfilled. There's a catharsis there, one that's built between me and the people that I am lucky enough to call my fans, because for years they've been with me, sharing in all the highs and lows of my character Jimenez's journey. Folks, nothing fake about that.
And we're back. Whoa, wrong overlay again. Bye-bye. Hello, we're back with our faces in the right places. Yes, pro streamer. So, you got some information back from the Brainiacs. White during those 2 days. I'll get back to it in a moment. Black
No
Cat,
problem.
you have your team of edge runners on standby. Jinx came back from scouting. Imenez had a... Well, let's just say Imenez slept on the couch for a day.
I assume I also ran a shift or two for trauma team.
Yes. Of course, again, mostly ferrying people that were wounded because in direct relation to or indirectly because of the game. So one thing to note here is that out of everything that happened surrounding the game, there was one event that went almost completely under everyone's radar that Brainiac would tell Mr. White. There is a server farm that was hit by a team of edge runners under contract from Militech. It went under everyone's radar because the farm itself did not belong to anyone. No one sought payment for it. The entire place was powered by an AI. He doesn't know what was on these servers, but he knows that whatever was retrieved was then brought to Militech.
Like a legit AI, like an AI that Netwatch would have iced AI.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to take credit for it and ask for any repayment. Netwatch would cut them off for life.
So it seems from Brainiac's point of view that the game is sort of linked to that. He doesn't know how, but he says there's a ton of, what is it, tetrabytes?
Yeah.
Probably even bigger than that were stolen or reappropriated by Militech. So he's thinking maybe whatever they stole has something to do with what the price is.
Yeah. Probably.
You said the server farm isn't owned by anybody. Does it mean like it's like open source, like a co-op thing, or like nobody just nobody knows who owns it?
It would be owned by a private individual. Brainiac doesn't know who, but that person never tried to hire anyone to get those servers back, to get that data back.
That's weird.
So it's like you're stealing from someone who probably forgot about this for so long that, they might have not known it existed anymore. But the thing is the whole place was ran by an AI. Which means technically nobody got killed. Well, except for whatever team of edge runners went in, but it's all automated defense systems. A lot of firewalls, a lot of counter ice. And not counter ice, but a lot of black ice, I should say, that was protecting the whole place. The thing, though, is it went almost without a hitch. Wasn't featured in the news. Unless you knew where to look. So his Yep.
What's the state of the server farm now? Nobody's claiming it.
No, nobody's claimed it. And this was almost like 3 weeks ago. Like I would have to say 20 days all up to the day.
Did the AI get wiped, or is it still running amok in there?
Nope. The whole place was shut down. If the AI managed to flee, nothing happened to Militech since.
No, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking more along the lines of going in and looking through the trash to see if there's anything that would give us information.
Oh, he can give you the location of the place.
Plus, if it was all automated like that, and all they wanted was the other stuff, and nobody's claiming the parts, if somebody hasn't already, why aren't you potting out that place for money?
That's a good question, White. Brainiac would reply that until you had him look into stuff, it happened so
quietly.
There were no explosions. There were no. They went in, and he gives you the place. It's in the combat zone. It's in the old combat zone, almost in, not the dead center, but nearby, near the waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
An old property that's been, like, damaged by fire, windows broken, part of the building fell. There's broken concrete everywhere, but he says there was apparently a bunker underneath that no one knew it was there.
That sounds like a treasure hunt to me.
Sounds like Militech figured out that they had forgotten about something, or maybe IEC had hid something, and when they figured out that, you know, someone else than them could get their hands on it, they sent a team to extract
Arasaka?
it. Could be Arasaka.
Because Arasaka can't claim anything right now.
No, they can't.
And what would be a better thing to do than steal something from Arasaka?
They wouldn't be able to counterattack.
No. And right now they couldn't claim it theirs because you don't want to be... I mean, first of all, they're not supposed to be here. Second of all, you don't want to be the target of Netwatch right now if you've got a AI that can defend itself. Like, that's way too much after what happened. I don't know. I don't have the manpower for it, but if you don't want it, I know I can reach out to people to go sift through that and see if there's any goodies left.
Oh, don't worry. Before I called you, I already sent a couple of teams.
So
no, that takes hours.
Yeah. Just so if you learn anything about what they stole off of those erased hard drives, because you can't erase everything, let me know.
All right.
Even breadcrumbs can turn into a sandwich if you got enough of them.
First time I hear that, but all right.
All right. Thanks for the information.
So otherwise, aside from that bit of information that could have explained why Militech put out such a big diversion around the city, 2 days have passed. You've got all of your things set up. Now the question is, how do you put it into motion? Who gets...
Who's taking the top spot? Who's taking the one chasing it? I don't care if you thumb wrestle, arm wrestle, play
Rochambeau.
darts, have a dance off,
Chip
whatever.
me up. Jinx can keep an eye out from a ceiling. That's what I was gonna say. That doesn't make any sense.
Or I can get you out of there.
So Jinx,
Well-
you're gonna ride shotgun. Take the second chip.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go get you ready for eye surgery.
If I die, take the cat.
Yeah, I'm not letting Gina take the cat. Don't worry.
Okay,
No,
good.
I was talking to White. White takes the cat.
Okay. I will figure out what to do with the cat. But you're not
I
gonna
just
die.
his poor little eardrums, like with his
I understand.
shrieking.
I understand. He's an innocent cat. He doesn't need to witness that.
You just I'm crying. Carry on.
So Reno gets chipped.
You can have my really nice bottle of whiskey that's hidden underneath my bed. And all my books.
Including the one where Jimenez is the cover of the romance novel?
Including the one where Jimenez is the cover of the romance novel. I forgot about that.
Hey, I think I know that model, and we could get him to sign it.
You know, I would love that. You can write it to Reno with love.
He will sign it, but he will sign it as, I guess we'll always have, and then he'll name whatever the fictional place that this novel is taking place in, and then he will sign it not Jimenez.
Nice.
Perfect. It's perfect.
And then he will go back to putting on his makeup, the Justice Mime makeup.
You get ready to ride. Reno is chipped, currently at the bottom of the list. You get yep.
I thought he was rising it up the ranks. So
He
by
will.
the time that she
He
gets
will.
it-
But give me a second.
Okay.
You get the welcome to the game message and all of that. And then after you go through like the calibration and everything, you notice that your score automatically changes. And
Something's
there's
happening.
a bit of a visual glitch as it readjusts to what happened to the fake eye, the prosthetic eye that Flank has been playing with. You find yourself jumping from the 1083rd position up to 38 almost instantaneously. And
Well, I just killed a whole lot of people. A whole lot.
Flank
Actually,
chimes
less
in.
players than I thought. It's only about 1,000.
Flank chimes in and says, "Actually, you killed one person. Took all the points."
You didn't have to deflate my ego like that. All right, listen.
Okay, I'm about to bump you up to the top tier. I just want to know if anyone else wants to get chipped before we get going.
Jinx.
All right. So Jinx, same thing. Chip is inserted in your eye. Starts the tutorial calibration and everything. And he says, "All right. Hang on tight. This might be a little dizzying." And everyone can hear their eye, well, Jinx's and Reno's eye, buzz. Like the processor inside is working double time.
Is it like vibrating in my skull?
Yes, you can. The two of you,
so
you can
weird.
hear it in your skull as it goes like, and your score go up, 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 and Reno, you have a big message splashing across your vision. Congratulations! You are now first place. Remain in first place for, and then the 72-hour countdown begins. Claim your prize.
We're still at the apartment like our home, correct?
Yes.
We probably
I'm gonna
need
pull
to
up.
move.
Well, I say that I've got cameras set up around the place from way back when. I'm gonna just get out every screen I can and just make sure all the cameras are visible.
Okay. Jinx, after a while, you...
Are we really taking our stand here?
You lock at second position, and the game requires you to kill Reno. And you have her GPS coordinates. And it says you are currently competing with 4 other people for the first place. Meaning that in total across Night City there are currently 5 people, Jinx included, gunning for Reno.
And the other 4 people also have our GPS now, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And technically we have theirs because of flank.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And now if Black Cat wants to call up her Netrunner friend.
Yeah, we don't want to activate that yet. Not until we're in position in Westbrook, right?
Up to you.
Like that was the plan. We were going to be close, so that way when it's that minute countdown, we can make the move right away. Right? Is that what we were all agreed on?
I thought so. Yeah.
Okay.
Trins, can you pull up the other people? Just keep an eye.
Yeah. Aren't you
I'm
glad?
not nervous or anything. Don't think that I'm nervous.
You're
I'm
never
just,
nervous about anything. Don't worry about it. By the way, that grinding sound, that's obviously means it was a subpar system, and I could have fixed that. And she's like just pulling, she just taps one of the monitors that kind of pulls down inside the RV.
So it's 2 pairs of 2 people.
Okay.
Benedict, if they come within sniper range of anything on sane, sound off.
One of the team is leaving from the southern end of Santo Domingo. And another one is leaving from the Glen. You actually recognize these places' trends. They're 2 different police precincts.
Oh.
One of them is from precinct number 2, and the other one is from precinct number 13, your old pals.
Oh, that's even nicer. So she'll actually get up and walk over to her actual computer that she has and turn on her computer, because nobody's asked for her credentials back and nobody's asked for any of her shit back. Every car she's touched in Night City, she low-jacked herself.
Okay. But not the ones that you haven't touched.
Oh, but every ones that came through her precinct, she did. And there's no way they would have replaced there's no justification that they could have spent to replace every car in the whole of Night City in the amount of time.
We'll see. What do you try to do?
Well, she's bringing up the low jack.
What's the low jack?
It's the system inside the car that tracks it, particularly for things like fleet vehicles. So that the person who has to monitor the car can know where it is.
It's the same ping as you get from Flank's GPS.
Oh yeah, but the important part is from the low jack system, you can also monitor the speed, out whether they're in an accident, any possibilities of their violations of. So we know when you have those cars you see on the highway that say, if I'm how am I driving, call the number. All of those cars are fleet vehicles. All of those cars are low jacked, all the hell. They can actually track every single one of them. And possibly hack them through that low jack system.
You would require a Netrunner for that.
Not necessarily. I can do basic hacking with just electronic security check.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ooh,
Basic hacking would not be enough.
It changed things. I went through and messed with my shit. Now she's very upset. They messed with her cars.
You can
Doesn't
still
matter, they're
track
cars.
them though, because they haven't taken that away from you.
Nope.
Well, you can track the one from Precinct 13.
Mm-hmm.
The one from Precinct 2. Like, you can track it through Flank, but you've never touched that car before.
But I would also know the particular car for 13 because I would know the LoJack number. I would know what the car was. I would know the last, like, physical status of that car based on what I had done to it, right?
It's one of the cars that you had armored. I don't know if you remember in in the first.
All the armor she put on them, and yeah. Okay, so it is an armored setup.
Yeah, it's one of the few that wasn't
Stripped out by the other precinct. Yeah. Okay, so she would let everyone know that, and she knows the general setup. She knows the general idea of the cars. So, I don't think we should be here when they get here.
No, we should be in Westbrook.
All right, then.
Are we taking the RV?
Oh, yeah. We could...
I'm gonna go on the motorcycle with Reno. I can move around a lot faster.
I got you, don't worry.
Joyride?
Okay.
It's not really a joyride. Since it's
Also,
your car.
Black Cat. You're cat. You should probably want to be in the RV.
Okay. Sure.
Your car is drivable. And actually kind of much better now. Give me about another day and I'll fix it up with a nice NOS system so you get out of there quickly. But it doesn't have armor plating on it.
Right, that's not what I'm
Also, it
concerned
doesn't have a
about.
giant turret. You can just use the turret. You know.
Right. The cars that you are looking at on your screen there, you're tracking them. Did you put one of those in my car? One of those tracking things?
No.
Yes,
Did
she
you
did.
put one
Don't
of those
let her
things in my
lie
car?
to you.
Okay.
She absolutely
No,
did.
I did not put
We'll
any
come back to
logic
this.
in
You
your
will
car.
take that out of my car. I do not want to have a tracking device in my car. You
I
will
don't
take
put
that out.
tracking devices in your car. I didn't get paid to put a tracking device in your car. In fact, I haven't gotten paid for jack shit. But I made your
It's
car
$5.
drivable, and I did not
$5.
put shit in your car.
Okay, I'm going in
Honestly,
the. I'm going in the car with the big gun. Okay.
Yes, you're getting in the
Right.
car with the big gun.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't lie to people. Why do people never take me when I say everything?
I would like the people. I assume everybody would.
But that's just not nice. You should be nice to people. And lying's mean.
Trent doesn't lie.
Okay, I'm getting in the car with the big gun anyway. We'll come back to this.
Inside the RV is a guy dressed up as a mime. It
Oh my
actually
God!
says mime across the bulletproof vest.
I love it. It's a crime mime. It's great.
It's actually Justice Mime. That's what
That
he
sounds
goes by.
stupid. It's a crime mime.
Well, he's
but the
already
hash-
branded and on the internet and has a website and fans.
Okay, we'll
That's
come back
Justice
to that later. We'll come back to that later.
Okay.
Man, why didn't I think of crime mime?
I don't know.
That just ruins my day. That's a way better idea.
You see? Wait, are you talking?
I'm out of character.
Oh, okay.
So Trins hops into the driver's seat. Who rides shotgun? Jimenez, I wager.
Actually, no, not this time because Justice Mime should not be seen or heard.
Okay. White, where do you sit in the?
I'll be toward the back, checking all of the supplies to make sure that I can keep people not dead.
Yeah. There's the whole... And you,
Yeah,
you were just...
I just need to know what's here. It's not that I'm saying it's not there. I'm just taking inventory, so I'm prepared.
And she'll, like, push another button. Like, you know those overhead that links to your actual garage door opener? She pushes one of those and, like, a full med bay kind of... Traveling med bay falls down where Banks' seats were. This is why
Okay.
you get in the truck.
And I will go about prepping my stations.
All right. Reno and Jinx leave off in a. Ooh. Sure. leave off in a flash aboard Jinx's motorcycle, followed closely by the armored RV.
Wouldn't someone notice that the number 1 and number 2 are awfully close together on some sort of monitor?
If anyone can see them, but aside from perhaps Militech, no one can see both of them.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, Militech would see that right now, the two of them are together, but it's not against the rules to be in a team.
Okay.
If number 2 wishes to let number 1 win, they can. However, the other 4 would see where number 1 is. They wouldn't know that Jinx is riding with her. But
Okay,
so
I get
far,
that.
nothing is against the rule. Like, nothing is outside of regular parameters. You drive to Westbrook. Takes about 15 minutes.
As for driving, before we set off, I am actually going to change my combat awareness points to threat detection. Just keeping an eye out, because I know we know where the 4 are, but the people that are underneath them are still hunting those guys. So
Yes.
it might change over like any,
It could snowball.
Yeah.
What does threat detection do?
That's a +1 to any of my perception rolls, as many points as I have.
Okay, and how many points did you dump in that?
I have 4.
Okay. So you drive to New Westbrook, being mindful to stay within city limits. You're roughly, 5 minutes away from where you think where you're fairly certain that the prize will be. Now what
I'd
do you
like to
do?
call my guys.
All right. You call the triangle. All right. They will show up in 5 minutes. And what do you do with Dax?
Dax, I'm going to wait to call until we're actually there, because I don't want to alert them until we're ready to go.
All right. Trins, you would see, because I figure you have a way to connect to your monitor through like your agent or something.
Yeah, because she has a very strong. She has, one of those little rubber thingies that she puts her agent on that connects to the entertainment system of the RV. So her tunes travel with her, and so does Benedict.
So one of the things that you would be aware of is that since Precinct 13 is so close to your home, to the apartment, they've been hot on your trail. They'll get there maybe within 5 minutes too. The other one from Haywood, from Santo Domingo, you can track it through Flank, so you would know, Flank would give you updates, that they're still 15-20 minutes away. So both squad cars will not get to you at the same time. By the time the triangle reaches you, this red convertible car, armored in the front, with a few interesting decals of half-naked people all over. One person driving, one person riding shotgun, and a net runner in the back. The entire back seat has been adapted into a net running chair, and that person is just lying down in it, already connected. You can see the virtual goggles. When they approach from one side, they're coming from the north, you can hear the NCPD sirens coming from the south.
So, am I making a big... Are we letting them in, or are we blocking them out?
Great question.
I think we should slow them down.
okay then. Give me a minute. And she'll like hop out of the car and then run to underneath in one of like the luggage and start pulling chain out from underneath the, like the luggage. And then just hook one end of the chain to the trailer hitch and one end of the train she'll like round around like a light pole or something. It's there. And then hop back into the car and like pull it around so it's not taut and it's just there. Tell your guys not to drive this way.
Right, okay.
I like their car.
Sure. I will text them to tell them not to drive in this particular direction.
All right. Their face, a woman by the name of Minx calls you, replies and says, "All right, we're stopping here." And the car just swerves and stops, blocking part of the road, coming in from the north. You can vaguely see them in their car. Minx is sort of putting together a firearm, a rifle, while the driver comes out of the driving seat, a fairly corpulent man with long black hair and an eye patch over an eye. And he's loading 2 pistols and crouching behind the door. The police car approaches. And
waits to the last second to pull it taut.
And then at the very last second, you pull on the chain, and I need to check what the hell happens. Losing control of your vehicle. Ha ha ha. They have to make a reflex plus drive. Oh boy. Drive. They don't have drive. They don't go on the pursuits. The car swerves, and the cops manage to retain control, if only for a little while before they swerve out of control, hop over the sidewalk, and they basically run sideways on a street lamp, and it wavers, threatens to fall onto the car.
Is this the same street lamp that Trins may have tied her chain to?
No, it would have been after, because they hopped over. They basically drove over the chain, and then they swerved and shit.
Okay.
The cops are about to come out of their car. They think that whoever they need to kill, well, they know that whoever they need to kill is somewhere in the vicinity, but you're all together. They're being very careful. I will allow you a single turn to do anything before we have to roll initiative. What do y'all do?
Trins gets the message, sees the message from Jinx, and then as she's turning the car around, looks to Blackhead's like, "Hey, so can we get your guy who's in the thing with the thing to knock the security cams out so we don't make our faces all famous and shit?"
Oh yeah, absolutely. And she's going to text the Netrunner who came with the triangle.
Yeah.
And ask him to do that.
At the same time, she's pulling the chain back into the truck.
Okay. That's
At least not whatnot.
That's your turn. Sending a message will not count as your action, Black Cat.
Okay.
Because you can do so with your Chiron, so you basically just have to mutter the words, and it's sent over. Everyone else, what do you like to do? The car is about 20 yards away from you, by the way.
Do we know what it is that we're looking for, or is it just that it's in this general area?
It's in this general area. You still need to tell the Netrunner, Dax, to lower the countdown, because right now you still need to survive 72 hours.
Without knowing what we're looking for, it would be a waste to have him set it down to 1 and then have us not know where we're going.
Oh no, it's when it reaches 0, it should tell you exactly
It'll
where.
tell the winner where it is.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood that.
Yeah.
I thought we had to find it and then get
No.
down to the bottom of the clock. Okay, then I'd like to text him too.
Alright. It'll take, all in all, if we go into combat, 3 rounds. So it's basically going down, you know, at 24 hours per, like, 5 seconds. So it's going to be fast. Do you do anything else? Okay. Jimenez?
So, so did the cop car just get run into that chain?
It ran into the chain, then they tried to keep control of it. Managed to for a while, so they didn't outright crashed, but they swerved and stopped as they hit another lamppost. And now they're coming out. Like, by this time, you know, their doors are open and the 2 cops are coming out of the cars.
Okay.
A little dazed.
Only 2 of them.
Yeah, only 2 of them. It's 2 cars with 2 people in each. They're not supposed to play, right?
Okay. Is there any cover or any place that offers cover or concealment?
Aside from around the RV itself,
Yes.
you have nearby 2 big dumpsters that serve as like the block's main garbage disposal thing.
Okay.
You would still be across the street from them. You'd be about like 6 yards away. So
Yeah.
you would be able to jump on one, like run at them, and you would still be behind heavy steel cover.
Okay. Yeah. So Jimenez is going to stealth his way over there because he wants to flank these guys.
Okay. Can you make a stealth check, please? Oof. No. They will not see you at all as you crouch and leave the safety of the RV to hide behind the dumpsters. Reno?
I mean, I'm on the bike with Jinx.
Yes.
Is she gonna pass pretty much right by them, or have we stopped?
As you want.
I mean, I think everybody else has stopped, so we should probably stop. But I'm also a little scared of stopping. How far away are these cars from us again?
Sorry, wrong mute button. Right now, like I said, they are 20 yards away.
Is that a?
Is that a lot?
I'm an American.
Yards or American?
60 feet.
60 feet
That's
away.
60
I'm
feet.
talking about our education system right now. 60 feet. Okay.
So if you were to fire with your assault rifle,
Uh-huh.
that would be 15. 20 if you
Okay.
wanted to fire your pistol.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Jinx
sorry,
would
I'll
need
go for a
to
shot.
go back a bit more.
I'm gonna try and go for the actual car versus somebody in the car. I can change my combat awareness to other shit. So
Yes.
I'm gonna roll for.
Oh, by the way, your heavy pistol, I forgot to mention that, but your very heavy pistol, the Boom Buster, has a +1 on attack rolls.
Ooh, okay, all right, okay. Okay, assault rifle. That's with range. We got this. Oh, I just dropped my dice. Oh Lord. Oh Jesus. It's gone. Okay. We're off to a great start. Roll. It's fine. Roll 1d10. We're fine. We're gonna do it live. Okay, that's good. 6 plus 10 reflexes and 18.
18 to hit, you needed a 15 to hit
15,
the car
okay.
anyway.
It's 5d6. Okay.
So you can damage the car.
8 9 plus 12 points. 12 damage.
Alright. By the way, in case it becomes necessary for Jimenez, your cover has 25 HP.
Okay.
So if they try to hit you before, while you're behind cover, it's gonna take a while. And how much damage did you do? Sorry,
15? Did I say
Reno, 15?
Yes.
Cool. Let me just grab. You put a few holes into their car, and already you can see smoke rising from the engine. Mr. White. Oh,
White's here. White is going to, well, now.
that didn't help.
What happened?
Oh, Deirdre disconnected.
Oh,
So never mind. The overlay is going to be wonky for a bit. Actually, we can see the side of me. I wasn't
we
sitting
can.
straight. Need to sit
there
straight.
you go. Posture's everything. White's gonna be prepping the different things that are there and making sure that he has 2 hypos ready with his concoction for quick heal.
Okay.
And he will actually put them in his pocket when they're done, so he can just like walk up and bam, if he needs to. He's also going to grab what he has there, and he's going to do 2 hypos that are paralytics.
Ooh. Okay.
Are those the ones that are real paralytics, or the one that may have been given to you by Trends?
No, this is from the anesthesia.
Okay, cool.
All right, and then that leaves us with Jinx.
Okay, I hop on the comms, and I'm like, don't kill them, just maim them, because if we kill them, the ones lower ranked will get a ping, and we'll have more people on our ass. Right? That's how it works.
That's theory.
So, just maim them so they can't come after us, but don't kill them. And I'm going to... Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna keep the bike moving. I'm not gonna stay still, and at worst I'll pull out. I have a shotgun. Okay.
Or the initiative. There's an actual initiative button too.
16.
Oh my god, I actually rolled a high initiative this time. Me.
$16.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't mind going after them. I don't mind going last.
Good lord, thank you, Weave and Roll. I was muted. So, I was saying, so for initiative, then we'll do everyone except White, the cops, and then White. But we're starting with Trince and Jinx.
And Reno.
And Reno. Yeah, that's true. Jinx, Reno, and Trince, what do you do? They're coming out of their cars, and they are grabbing their assault rifles.
I'm gonna take a shot with my shotgun just to try and knock him out. Not kill him, but, you know.
It's gonna be kind of hard with a shotgun. That said, I would need to know, when you said you were driving the motorcycle earlier, you said you wanted to keep moving. Are you moving towards them or away from them?
Away.
Okay, so you'll be pretty far away.
Then I'll take out my sniper.
Okay, you're gonna have to stop the motorcycle if you want to be able to fire a sniper rifle.
Jinx
Not with
can
that
do
attitude.
both. Jinx can do both.
You just sit it in your lap, okay? You got your hands on, and then you just pull the trigger with like a foot or something. It's fine.
Hey, remember all that?
So
Remember all that time
great.
Trin spent rebuilding the freaking bike in season 1, in between seasons 1 and 2?
Yes.
She did make the bike voice activated, so no, she doesn't need to hold both hands.
It is, yeah, but technically it is still not smart link to her.
No, it's just
Okay,
voice
you
activated.
drive, put it in your lap. I'll pull the trigger. I'll just reach around and just.
So, wait. If you want to do a maneuver,
Can we go back a second? I think I just heard Reno say she's giving Jinx a reach around. Because, you know, I'm assuming it'll go off with a big bang, but
Oh my god.
Thank you, Chris, for being the one to say that.
somebody
Okay.
had to. I wasn't letting that go.
Jinx, what is your land vehicle plus reflexes at?
Plus reflexes?
Yes, reflex plus land vehicle.
That
Drive.
would be 24.
Without rolling?
Yep.
Wait, how do you get that?
Well, okay, wait. You want, you gonna mute yourself? Okay. So you want the stat with my reflex instead of tech?
Yeah,
Oh.
because the drive is the drive land vehicle is reflex.
Okay.
The repair or make things is
Oh,
tech.
right. Thank you. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Where'd it go? Okay, that would be... Well, my brain. 8 plus 8, 16 plus 5, so 21.
Okay, that is still double what you would normally need to keep control of the car without using an action. So we'll say yes, just holding the motorcycle with your legs, so long as you're going in a straight line, you won't need to. You can drive-by snipe. But you're not driving by, you're driving away. So yes, make a sniper rifle attack. And that would be, you would now find yourself at, we'll say double. So at 40 yards away, so that would be a DV at 20 to hit either one of the cops or their car.
I think.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I don't even need to keep a lookout for the tables anymore. Yes, you rolled a 22, and we said you needed a 20.
I just understood what that meant.
Cool. So roll for damage. And do you hit the driver or the shotgun?
The driver, but I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to hurt him.
Yeah, it's a bullet. You are going to kill him if you kill him. They are wearing like body armor, but still.
$19.
19 with no crit. Oof. He takes a few steps back, reeling from the bullet. He's still up, but he's lying his assault rifle on the car door, probably aiming for you or your bike. Reno.
So, I am going to pull out my heavy pistol. How does it take a full action to load it?
No, we'll say it's already loaded, but the thing
Okay.
is if you're at 40 yards now, so heavy pistol
shit.
is... Yeah, Jinx
Okay,
is
that's
driving
right.
away from them.
Oh lord. Okay. Well, we're gonna go. Are you planning on turning around? We gonna make the block, or we just going off into the sunset? Either choice is fine with me.
I can spin the bike around.
Let's do that. But while she's there, I am just turning and leaning. I will continue to shoot with my assault rifle. I'm still aiming for like the car. Like ideally, we're just gonna, you know,
Hope?
Like suppressive fire?
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
So that means you shoot in their area trying to get them to duck and keep them from acting. So
Yeah,
you're
yes.
giving them danger to
Yes.
hide from.
But
Yes.
suppressive fire can only be done using the auto fire skill. Just letting you know. So I don't know if you're good
Yeah.
at suppressing fire.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I have any things in that. I don't. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go for regular shots.
All right. DV13.
Okay. Ooh, that's plus. I just hit. I hit it with the 14. Okay, and that's
Let me know if you have double sixes.
no.
And driver or passenger?
20 damage. The
The one
passenger.
that's... Okay.
Wait,
was
is
it
the driver still driving?
No, they both got out of their cars.
Okay.
Jinx,
Yeah, we'll
did
go
you
with
shoot
passenger,
the...
fine.
Yeah, which one did you shoot Jinx again? Okay, cool. And you said 20?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. 13. Cool. Ow, they're not having a good day. Really not. They thought it would be a lot easier. That brings us around to Trin's.
Best with the best. Just give little Jinx a little pat on the shoulder.
So after they get shot at by Jinx and Reno on the bike, which way are they looking at the moment?
Oh, the bike. They're playing the game. They're interested in the bike.
Cool. So, fun fact, Trins was outside the truck because she was pulling out the chain and
Pulling
putting
the
it
chain,
back.
yep.
They got out of their cars,
Yeah, they did.
and like any good cop, they didn't lock the door afterwards.
No, they're using the doors as cover.
Yeah, but they walked away towards them.
No.
Okay.
They opened the car door, and they're using them for cover. Like I said, one of them actually rested his assault rifle on it.
Okay, so cool. Changes one thing that I'm doing would have been slightly cool, but I'm gonna do a different thing. So, have this chain, right? By the way, do not do this, what I'm about to do at home. This is not me inciting small children or teenagers to do what I'm about to do at home. Can Trins run up behind the rear axle and hook the chain on the rear axle of their car?
Do you want to do it sneakily or not?
Mildly sneakily?
Then
Yeah,
roll
she
for
will
stealth.
she will attempt to stealth.
Roll for stealth.
I will probably I will use some where is that? That is there. I'll use a couple of my luck in this. I mean like 4 of my luck in this. And I'm doing it as a mod inside the thing, so it should roll with a 4 anyways. So a 20?
Yeah, they don't see you.
Yeah, she's gonna hook the chain that she took off of that light pole to the undercarriage of their car, and then run back to the truck. To the
Alright.
RV.
It'll be run in and hook it for your turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so
That's
you're
fine.
currently hidden behind their car, which
behind the
means
rear
that,
bumper.
Yeah, which means that Jimenez, whose turn it is now, does see Trins crouching behind the car, dragging along the big chain, and hooking it up to the back, their rear bumper. Well, rear axle.
Oh. He's just gonna look confused for a second, and then just shrug. And how far away is he now from those guys?
Like I said earlier, 6 yards.
6
You're
yards.
literally right across the street from them.
Okay, 6 yards. That's about 18 feet.
Yeah, it's simple. If your move is 6, you get to them.
Okay, well, my move's 8. Does the dumpster have wheels on it?
We'll say yes.
Can I drive the dumpster into the side of their car where they're hanging out on?
We'll say yes.
Okay,
We're gonna try.
we're gonna try.
You're gonna try. I guess, how the hell are we doing that? You're pushing the dumpster in their direction. Let's go with a the fuck? Make a We'll go with brawl. No, athletics. It has to be athletics because you're pushing the dumpster around. You're not.
Okay. 20.
Yes. So what we'll do is we'll make it so that it's much like a fall. So the first person that you run into will take 3d6 damage, ignoring armor. And they're gonna need an athletics check. Alright, so What's their athletics? +8. Alright, so 13 damage, no armor, and if I roll under 15, he's got a broken leg. So the one on the driver's side is just squished between the dumpster and the car. You heard the crunch of a meat leg as he fell, hit his head on the top of the car, and fell down onto the driver's seat. You are still hidden behind a dumpster.
the dumpster just magically appeared.
The other guy's starting to freak out, but Black Cat reacts before him.
Okay. I do have a gun that I'd like to use, but I'd also like to make a loud noise to make as much of a distraction as possible to give Trins an opportunity to... Would that give her any sort of
Bonus?
assist? Yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
Depending on if whatever loud noises you're making is successful. Because right now, you know, it's a firefight. So if you just fire a gun in the air, it's not going to distract much.
No. Okay. First, I'm gonna see if I can hit the passenger.
Okay.
How do I...
You're firing from where Trins will be going back to.
That's true, but don't you have to go around behind the car in order to get back into the driver's seat?
Yes.
So I'm keeping them focused on the passenger seat so that you can go behind both cars.
Okay. I mean, yeah, yeah.
So you are 20 yards away. If you make an attack with your so next to your pistol, if you click the word attack.
Okay. Auto fire or heavy?
No. At the bottom of your sheet, you have like the section for weapons and armor.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, sorry, because I did add in auto fire. No, it would be heavy.
Okay.
Ooh, a 29. Yeah, that's like a crit. Oh, it's a submachine gun too. So you needed a 15 to hit. You definitely hit. Roll for damage. I think you have to roll it. You can click on the word heavy SMG in the green in chat.
Okay.
It'll roll damage for you. 8. Not the best, but it does get his attention. As he is now seriously wounded. It's just enough to say that he's regretting being there. But now it's his turn.
Okay.
And he's freaking out. And I'm all out of options. So he's actually going to take his radio and call in for backup. So he calls for backup saying, officer down, New Westbrook, gives the name of the, shouts out the name of the street, and then immediately goes back to his assault rifle and he's gonna fire at Jinx's motorcycle. If Reno needed a 13, he needs a 13.
That's
and
fair.
he gets
fair. Okay.
And the motorcycle will take a measly 11 points of damage. Because that's a whole lot of ones. Jesus fucking Christ.
You got a 2 in there.
Yeah, sure. Isn't the motorcycle like armored too?
Yes.
So
Yeah, bulletproof glass, plus 15 HP.
wow, he didn't even get through the bulletproof glass. I like my mooks. They're great. White, what'd you do? Oh, and by the way, one down from 72 hours to 48 hours.
I pull out one of my burners and I insert the SIM card that I use for talking to Kiyoshi.
Mhm.
And I actually call.
Mushy mushy.
Good to hear your voice, Mr. Kiyoshi. I just have a question for you.
Why is there a firefight behind you?
Because your officers have decided to still play the game. And now they're calling in backup when they instigated the firefight as members of the gang.
That should
I
not
don't-
be.
I don't want to have a feud with the police department.
I will look into this. We asked every police captain to get rid.
Precinct 13, Precinct 2. Here's the name of one of them, which is the one that Trins gave me for that car. This is the actual car, and I snap a photo.
Of a car being smashed to pieces by a dumpster?
And send it to Kiyoshi.
Why is there a dumpster hitting our car?
Because they stopped and pulled out assault rifles and started firing at us. Because they're playing the game.
Alright, I'll make a few calls. Do try not to kill them. They will be severely reprimanded. And I'll make
Well,
sure
they
that
called
they're
in
back up.
backup.
I'll
That
make
needs
sure
to
the
be gone.
backup doesn't get there.
All right.
I'm a little offended that he did not even comment about the mine standing next to the.
Oh yeah, right, because you would be right next to Yes. Also, why is there a mime? Also, no, he
I
would say
don't-
also why is Justice Mime there?
I have no idea. He shows up all kinds of crazy places. Did you see about the graffiti of him over at the meat market?
I'm starting to believe you have a guardian angel, Mr. White. Or you're
I just
starting
know
to play
people.
vigilante.
No, I know people, and they seem to owe me favors. I don't know if they know people that then they send to watch over me.
Well then, I may have need of you in the future. I will prevent
Oh.
backup from coming, but let's say, in your language, Mr. White, that you will owe me.
Then I won't worry about whether or not the officers live, because that's my favor to you.
There's a tiny bit of silence, and then he says, agreed.
We're even, thank you. And I hang up and pull the SIM card and stick it back in my pocket.
Alright. The other edge runners, so the one with the pistol just stays to protect the netrunner, but Minx, who had the rifle out, she's going to try to fire at the police car. And she needs a 20. Is it a 20 rifle? She's a bit behind where... No, that would be a 15. Nope. She just ta-tow in the air. Warning shots. Going back around in initiative order, we'll start with Jinx.
Just as an FYI, Jimenez is probably going to try to grapple the guy and put him in a sleeper to knock him out without killing him.
And just to be sure, the other one is down.
He's hidden inside the car with a broken leg.
Okay. What is our time at? Still? Okay. Do we know where the precinct 2 is?
It's gonna take a few minute for Precinct 2 to reach you. Like, you'll end this fight before they get here.
Okay. Then I'll just I'll keep the bike moving. I'll zigzag and move around. I'm not gonna shoot.
Okay. Reno?
Am I able to wait until she gets a bit closer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my heavy pistol, load it up with incendiary, and I'm gonna wait until I'm within range of that one car.
I mean,
That's not the cop car, right? That's like the Moose car, right?
that's the cup car.
No, the Kark's car is the Mook's car that Trins is now tied to.
Oh,
the
they're
chain.
both. Okay.
No.
Well, we haven't gotten the message from White.
I mean, he did tell us not to kill them yet.
Well, Jinx said not to kill him.
Oh, you said okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
Jinx said not to kill them, and I echoed it as soon as I hung up the phone.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't think that it needed to be, but
Fine. So it's just cops that we're fighting, correct?
Just one guy. Yeah.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna-
Rashad.
Yeah, I'll hop off the bike as she gets closer
Okay.
and head towards that guy. I don't know how much of my action that will take. Probably all of it.
Well, you're gonna need to make an athletics check not to break
Yeah.
your legs upon landing.
Yeah,
Because I
figured.
figure Jinx is not driving at like 5 miles per hour.
No. We've done this act before, you know. It's all.
No, but I mean, if she tells me she wants to jump off, I'll slow it down a little bit.
Oh, that's half the fun. We're jumping. That's not bad. 22. Count on my fingers. I am learning math as we go along in this game.
You tumble out of the motorcycle and gracefully get back on your feet, drawing your heavy pistol as you do so.
3-point
cop-
landing, very sexy. Leg out.
Yeah. The cop is a little bit more scared. Because, you know.
I was about to be very scared.
And, Trince, your turn.
So Trins is just running and hopping into her driver's seat, and she says, "Hold on, I'm taking back what I." No, I'm taking back what's mine.
if you kill the one in the driver's seat because you yanked that car, our deal with Kiyoshi goes off, and I'm gonna owe him, which means you are gonna owe me a lot. I hate owing people.
Fine. The minute he's out of the way, she's gonna move the car.
You can fuck up that car 6 ways from Sunday as long as nobody's dead. But that one in the driver's seat got fucked by that by that dumpster.
No, the other, he's inside the car.
He's smashed still by a dumpster inside the car.
Taking the car.
But he is alive. He is alive.
Yes.
It's fine. If you pull off his legs, he'll be okay.
It's fine.
He can pull himself inside the car, and I'll just take
People
the car
lose
with him.
limbs
He's
all
dead.
the time, and I just kind of like wave robotic arm. Just
It's good.
Fine. She will wait until they actively stop firing and that there's no backup showing up, but she's taking this car.
Okay. So that would move us over to Jimenez.
Yeah. So Jimenez is going to maneuver around the car and grapple the remaining guy.
All right, make your. He still hasn't seen you.
Sure.
We'll use your same stealth check from earlier.
16.
He's got a -4 because he doesn't know you're there. So that's a +4. I don't think he can succeed without a 10. Yeah, nope. You got him in a grab. That's your first attack. You have a rate of fire of 2. So what do you do with the other?
Actually, I didn't learn this at the other game. The grapple takes up my entire action, so I can't actually act until the next round.
Ah, okay. So he's grappled at least. You can still move him though if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna move him away from the car.
What's going on?
I think she just had to go AFK or something.
Because I was gonna say Trince now that someone was moved, but Black Cat.
Well, so the one guy's been pulled away from the car, and the other guy's inside the car, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, seeing that, I'm gonna, turn to Trins and be like, go, we're good to go, let's go! And if Trins can use my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say yes. Trince?
Why are we leaving?
Well, I mean, we took care of the guys, right? We're taking the car somewhere.
Yeah, once we get the injured one out of the car, so I can make sure that he doesn't bleed out, and I can keep my end of the bargain I just made. And I hop out of, well, when it's my turn, I'll hop out of the car.
So then it would be the other person who's going to try to get off of Jimenez. It's probably going to be messy. He draws a knife and is going to attempt stabbing Jimenez. You can try to dodge Jimenez if you want to. Yes. So he tries once, he tries twice to stab you. Because rate of fire, a 17 on the next one.
Oh, I have to do another.
Yeah. Horrified.
Well, actually, he there's a -2 penalty to trying to do any attacks while.
Oh yeah, that's why he's got a +4 instead of a +6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've already factored that in. Ooh, 4 with half your armor. I don't know what your armor is.
It's 11.
Oh. Fuck off.
Did he ruin the text? He ruined the text on his bulletproof vest, so now it's a scratched out M on the
Yeah,
line.
it's like my. White, what do you do?
Mr. White's gonna hop out of the RV and move his way over to the dumpster.
What's your move?
3, I don't move quickly.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
But we're not that far apart because we don't have like 800 feet of chain.
No. 6 yards apart. So you can cover half the ground. Or twice if you run.
I will run then.
Okay.
This will be the first time you've seen White run.
By
I'm
the
trying to make sure that Trins can get her car as fast as possible.
by the way,
Hopefully, Trins notices that this is the first time that she's seen White ever run.
Yes, this is the first time she's seen Shen. She has noted that Dr. White, the doctor is running, which means she is fully prepared to. When she sees this, she like adjusts the rear view mirror for a moment because it's like not actually a rear view mirror; it's a camera, and she still adjusts it like it's the rear view mirror, and she can actually see out the back end of the RV. And she goes, okay. And she'll like put the RV in gear, so the minute he is clear, she's just gonna swing around, pull him inside, and then keep swinging the car.
White, you would see that the guy that was hit by the dumpster is lying down in the cop car in the driver's seat with his ankle still stuck between the dumpster and the car.
I'll just say, because speaking's a free action, right?
Yeah.
As I get over there. If you behave, I will make sure that you don't bleed out internally.
He doesn't seem to be conscious at the moment.
Oh, I thought, okay, well then never mind. I wouldn't have said that.
No, but I mean, you didn't know he was
Okay.
unconscious. You just say
Okay,
that,
good.
and then you realize, oh, he's not answering.
All right. You'll actually see him shrug then. Like, White just shrugs his broad shoulders and goes, I don't know.
As you do that, Jinx whizzes past with the motorcycle. By the way, after Black Cat's turn, the countdown goes down to 24 hours instead of 48. And a bullet hits the cop car. Because the other the other edge runner is still shooting at it. A small fire begins on the engine. Chances are that next time she hits, the car's gonna go up in flame.
Can I try and wave her off?
Huh?
Can I try and wave her off? Because I'm at the car right now.
You can.
I'm just gonna like wave like stop that.
From inside the RV, Trins turns and glares at Blackhead and is like, tell them to stop shooting my car.
Stop shooting! Hey, Minx, stop shooting the car! Stop shooting the fucking car! Yeah.
I'm about to pull down a part to put armor plating on your car, so you should be nice to me.
Hey, stop fucking shooting the car!
Reno, what do you do? In front of you is the car, White, and Jimenez grappling a police officer.
They've got this. She's gonna pull out her pack of cigarettes, light one up.
You don't want to punch the guy that's,
Well, you've got
grappled?
it. Do you need help?
I mean, we can
I'll
speed
help.
this up.
I just like watching the magic happen. This is fine. I just go over there and just deck the
him.
guy.
All right.
Yeah.
In the interest of time, we're not gonna ask. Like, he's got like 5 HP left, so you just deck him, and he falls unconscious. The moment that we're out of combat, 5 seconds later, the countdown's gonna reach 0. And, Reno, you will get a blip in your eye saying that you've won the game. Congratulations, yay, you won the game. And then it says, go to location, and you have a map of Night City that zooms in on New Westbrook. And there's a house near the middle of the spiral in the new development, and it beeps. And you know you're about like 1 kilometer, so like what, 2/3 of a mile out, 15 minutes on foot.
It's go time. I just send the group text of the Google Maps. Like,
I'll pick her up.
All right. White,
there'll be a little bit more flair, like confetti popping out of my
no,
eyeball
there
or something,
wasn't.
No,
No,
wasn't
unfortunately,
fancy at all.
no, they didn't put a lot of money into the UX at the end.
It's fine.
Basically, I can move the dumpster and grab the guy and pull him out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move the dumpster. I'm gonna pull him out, lay him down, and do a quick triage. But I will when I pull him out to lay him down, I take him over to the sidewalk.
Okay.
So clearly he is out of any danger,
Mm-hmm.
and Trins can move as soon as White carries him off.
Trins, the moment the police officer is out of the car, I figure you just tow the hell out of the patrol car.
Yes, and she swings it around. She brings she then hits the button to slide the door for the dock, so you can just like walk in. It's like, and puts the other button because it's still hitched up to the hitch on the back, and it's gonna start winding on the hitch.
I don't bring that guy in. I take him
no,
to...
I know that. She
Okay.
came to get you.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
She saw you run. She was concerned about you, so she got you. She moved the car closer.
Black Cat, you get a message from the Triangle. They say they're gonna follow you from a respectable distance. They're gonna keep an eye out on any backup these cops could have.
I'll forward them the address that we're heading to.
All right. You drive into the spiral of that new development and end up at one of the houses that Jinx saw the other day. Just a 1-story high white house with black accents, columns holding onto an awning in front of the front door, big bay window. There's even a sign on the, it's one of those that you saw the sign for sale for 2 million eddies. It's right there. One of the bronze wolves even went up to the window to look inside.
I really hate these places. So is it telling you anything, or just...
Oh, it's pinging inside the house.
No, just a location. Bit strange. There's no name or anything. It's just GPS.
Yep.
Weird, but... I mean, once we get there, I'll go in.
All right. When you approach the door, actually, it opens up by itself.
Well, that doesn't seem very secure.
It didn't.
No.
It didn't, by the way, when the nomads were here.
Okay, so it's something in my eyeball, or something in the chip that, like...
Probably.
Yeah. Hello? Anyone home?
A voice comes out of a hidden speaker system in the house. It says, "Congratulations, winner. Your prize awaits in the master bedroom."
Well,
I'm following her. 'Cause, yeah, no, I'm following her.
All right.
Bex? No. I'm gonna have my heavy pistol out, just at the ready. This is a very strange situation.
All right.
But I will head into the bedroom.
Are the 4 others also going into the house? White, Black, Jimenez,
Oh, yes.
and Prince. Okay.
Huh. Call the black instead of cat. So it's white and black.
Yeah, I know. It's White and Black.
Love it.
X and Trins. So White goes in. What about the other 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just as mine's kind of curious to see what this prize is, so he'll go in.
But Trins is the getaway, and she's still panicked, and she's not sure if everything's going to be fine, although things are usually fine.
Well, if the house blows up, she'll just find a new boyfriend and friends. It's fine.
I think she froze. Okay.
No, she's thinking. So she's going to do 2 things. Number 1, she's going to take one of the 4 fire extinguishers that are in the RV at various points and put out the small fire
Oh yeah, in the engine. Yeah, it's been burning.
that has been burning in the car, and she's going to use that to then like put that out and then kind of take a magazine from one of the extra magazines that she's in the car because she knows how the cops function. So she's going to take an extra mag and duct tape it to the fire extinguisher. So if it's necessary, she already has another rocket propeller, and she is going to slowly kind of make her way to the door, but not kind of go in because she wants to be able to get back to the driver's seat as fast as possible if we need to get the fuck out of here.
All right.
But also have another rocket propelled grenade in case somebody decides to shoot us from the air. Because that's happened at us before.
It has. But right now, looking outside, except for the triangle, that other team of edge runners, you don't see anyone. You have a feeling, even looking through your Chiron display, the other car from Precinct 2 abandoned the chase. Probably because a message for the winner was announced. Reno, you step into the master bedroom. And you see in this room, with shutters closed so that it was impossible to see from the outside, but there are no beds, no bed, no dresser, no nothing. It's a small coffee table with a laptop on it and a chair in front of it. And it says in your Chiron display, sit and open the laptop, enter code, and then it gives you like a string of numbers.
I'm gonna look at White. If I go irreparably crazy, just put the pistol down on the table.
No, I've got you covered. Don't worry.
I said irreparably, you know. Assuming you'll try something first.
Fair enough. I won't let it get that far.
I am very nervous. I will sit. Did I get a code?
Yes. Oh, and I
Did I get a code?
forgot to mention. No, that's it. Yeah, you get the code.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sit down and cautiously. She's not a typist, so it's like.
It takes a
type it in
while. You enter the code when you press enter. Basically, when you open the laptop, there was just this black screen with like a yellow outline where you could type in the code. Press enter, and your eye immediately freaks out.
Oh, Jesus.
You see yourself not in the house anymore. You only have one cyber eye, right?
No, I think I had to get two.
Okay. So
For the low lighter. One of
oh
the
yeah,
I
because if you have low light, you have to have both. So it's your entire vision. So it's not a weird like half
Oh,
and
God.
half. You are in a wide room made of multiple black six-sided obelisks that float up and down. And it's a corridor that goes straight in front of you. The floor is crisscrossed in these patterns of white light. And at the end of the corridor, about 20 feet away from you, there's a few steps. And then a big black box. Looks made out of steel. And a voice that only you can hear at the moment. Though if anyone is standing close to Reno, they can also hear it faintly as it echoes from within her skull. It seems like the chip is able to do a bit more than...
So, is she like just still, or does she? look
no,
like
she's acting like she had a VR headset on.
Yeah.
So
I'm
if-
also gonna describe, if I can anyway. I'm
Yes,
going
you
to
can.
speak aloud exactly what I'm seeing. So.
Yeah, you're like
For
in
medical
VR.
reasons, I am standing right there.
And the voice says, "Congratulations, winner. You have won a chance at immortality."
Are you going to put me into a computer or something? I've already got a friend that's kind of like a computer, and she's disappeared for like. Long story. I really don't want to be put into a computer.
Please, come pick your prize. You have fought hard for it.
I get a pick? It's a selection?
The voice doesn't reply
Number
after
one.
that.
Okay. If it's guiding me somewhere, I'll go.
There's just a big black steel box, and that's it.
Oh my god, this is terrifying. What's in the box? It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. I am going to... I'll open up the box.
All right. When you open the box, there's a bright light coming out of it, so bright that you cannot see what's inside. And then your vision becomes a little glitchy. Again, you see like the laptop, the table in front of you, the feet of your friends around you, and then whoop, back into this blackened room, and it says, there's just like a message on your Chiron display that says, data transfer impossible, participant lacking a data link.
Oh no. I think I might have missed something. A data link? Oh fuck, did we just forget a pot at home?
And the light keeps shining. It's almost blinding you, but nothing's happening.
It says I have to have a data link. Can I hear what's going on as well, or has it taken my sound too? Okay.
However, the people outside have to speak rather loud for you to hear.
Okay.
It's like you had sound dampening headphones on.
Right.
So, just from as she's describing this, what kind of data transfer, other than what I saw IEC doing, and have researched for a season, almost 2 seasons now, would they be able to give her that is this immortality?
Maybe. It does sound a lot like a new version of what IEC was first attempting to do. And unfortunately right now, because it seems to demand full access to her brain. Which
she doesn't have.
She doesn't have.
You said I don't have a brain? Is that what you're saying, Mr. White? Thanks.
No, you
I'm
don't
just kidding.
have a data link hooked into your brain.
So that the prize right now is, I don't know, something's evidently not working the way it was intended to work.
I'll just lean in and speak loudly into her ear and say, without new hardware, you can't receive it. But I'm pretty sure they're going to download you.
They're gonna what me?
They're going to turn you into alt.
Yes, let's do it. Just.
No. I mean, that's loud enough. That's loud enough. I can hear it at the door.
You
Yeah, I have to speak loudly.
yeah, they have to like almost yell.
No. And she kind of like comes in with the improvised IED. And she kind of like pulls the thing as like, they will kill you and put Roche Bartmas in your body.
She doesn't have anything over her ears.
No.
She's still just like acting like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is also speaking comically loud.
And you don't get to look hot doing it. You go nowhere, do nothing, you die. And some asshole takes your body and you can do nothing with this shit.
Well, I can't do it anyway. It says I need a data link.
I mean,
I don't think I installed one of those.
Nope.
No.
You didn't.
Oh,
You didn't.
you get a Mr. White. You get a call from Flank.
Okay. I pick it up.
Oh, hey, White. Something's happening.
What?
Well, I'm looking at the entries I had into the game, and they're basically shutting down every access to it and redirecting a lot of processing power to the... Well, I figure it's the house you're in, but I don't see your GPS coordinates now. There's something in the code of the game, in the back end, that something is changing. It's that there's actual someone working at the moment. I don't, and as he's trying to figure out what's happening, same time in your Chiron display, Reno, you would see that the chip is being sent a firmware. It takes like not even a second for it to be uploaded. And then the light in the box fades away. The box is completely empty. And the voice says, "Congratulations, winner. You have won the fought hard for the prize. You are being given immortality." And starts to hurt in your eye.
Oh,
Like burning, like the
get me out,
processor.
Get me out. Get me out.
I just pull, and I've been sitting here with my tools, and I literally hold her eye open,
Oh
and I
my
pull that
God!
chip.
I'm starting the car. and she's out
Make
the
a
door of the
surgery
car.
check.
You're just pulling my eyeballs out of my head right now.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Give me 1 second, because that one's not on my sheet, so I have to roll that manually.
Surgery?
Yeah, because it's a
Hey,
specialty.
you can hit that retirement home early. Blind solo.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Let's do it.
I thought it was the one you put into play instrument.
Oh, I didn't do that because I wasn't sure what I was if it would work. So there is my roll, right? And whoops, nope. I need to make sure that I have it set up in case I explode. Kapow! 34.
Ooh, that's good. Okay.
Yes, live. Black Cat, Trins, Jinx, and Jimenez. You would see just White push Reno against the back of the chair, hold open her eye. This is going to be slightly content warning. He plucks out your artificial eyeball and immediately just goes in with his nails and gets the chip from inside with a 34, not damaging the eye in any way, and then puts the eye back in with a pop, puts it back into place. The chip is burning hot.
I drop it on the table. I'm hoping it's real wood. I want this place to burn.
Flank on the other end of the phone says,
What did you do?
I took the chip out so it didn't hurt you. And
I
I
can't
pat-
stop crying.
I pat her on the head and say, "You're gonna be okay."
Flank says, wait, the code stopped sending. Something's not working. The chip's not working.
No, it's burning.
Wait,
No,
wait.
I saw it download something in my head, like an update,
The whole
and then the whole thing just went kaput.
game's not there anymore. They're purging the code. I think they weren't expecting something. I'm trying to just okay, get this stuff. All right. Whew. Got a backup of the last bits of codes they added. But nothing's there anymore. I think you did it?
I didn't do anything.
We will run some
Okay.
diagnostics and make sure Reno's okay.
Yeah.
I literally didn't do anything.
They were trying to hijack you. Either your soul with Soul Killer and put you into something like Mulholland Steel wanted to do, or turn you into something through your cyberware. But I wasn't going to let another corp do that to you. You went through enough.
Appreciate it.
We'll fast forward a bit of time after this to the conclusion of the story arc. With Flank's help and the download of the information, it so happened that what they were trying to do originally was the Militech version of Soul Killer. Except that they didn't foresee that the person who would win would actually not have any way to jack in physically into the laptop. And so trying to remotely upload Soul Killer into someone proved too hard for the chip.
Wait, I used to have a data link when I still worked for IEC. Did they take that out?
Yeah, I thought that was what gave you your migraines.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. I knew they remembered a whole bunch of shit because I had like the full package kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was also the daily. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
So they tried to do it remotely, but the processor inside the chip was not strong enough. And Flank will say they didn't manage to get Soulkiller in, but they did manage to download something from your friend Reno. He does not know and cannot know because they purged the code right after. But Militech somehow got info on Reno.
I have a very explicit diary. They'll have a great time.
Yeah, it's probably more like your vitals and all that, that stuff. Which will probably be of no use to them because you played the game for like half an hour. So, that said, a few weeks later, you will learn, you will learn that, Alt still hasn't come back. And even going to her place, it still looks the same as when you left it last time. With the net running chairs, the big monitor.
What happened to the dog?
Oh, the dog is still there.
Okay, good.
Hasn't been fed in a while.
I'll take the dog.
Cybered up Doberman
Yeah.
with
He really
the
likes cats.
rifle on his back.
Yeah.
But
Kind of
otherwise,
fits
there
our
is no sightings of her, even on the net. We'll fast forward a few days after that to our second to last scene tonight. Things have been quieter since the game has stopped. Killings in Night City have finally gone down by about 0.5%, so that's good. And people can sleep a little more comfortably knowing that their whole apartment buildings aren't going to get blown up as collateral for killing one person. Flank will skip town for Europe. And our scene takes place at an arena. As everyone, Black Cat too, unless X, do you invite Black Cat?
Yeah, sure.
So you're all attending one of the most anticipated fight in Jimenez's rise to fame. It's a no disqualification match tonight. It's the Nexus versus another team of wrestlers.
Oh, no. It would be it's just the Fiona versus...
Oh, it's just the Fiona versus the Nexus?
versus Jimenez.
Okay.
One-on-one.
The Nexus is just cheering on the sideline. So it's the revenge match, Fiona Jimenez. And what the hell is that music? Sure, that's better. You, that was Rob's old band. Sorry for muting it. The match is a heated back and forth, with Jimenez sometimes getting the upper hand, Fiona sometimes getting the upper hand. You all notice, though, from the bleachers, from your seats, that at some point, near about the halfway point of the match, you see figures sneak along the ring. And 4 goons. People are cheering for the goons. accompanied by Jimenez's old friend El Efe, walk into the ring between the tight ropes. They hold down Jimenez, and El Efe actually plastic cuffs him, hands behind his back. People are cheering, people are booing, people are calling cheating. The goons get Jimenez back up. They slap him across the face a few times, and El Efe looks to Fiona, does a thumbs up, and they leave. The announcer is like, "The hell is going on? This wasn't in the This was never discussed beforehand. Nobody was supposed to go up on stage. What the hell? Blah blah blah." Jimenez finds himself hands behind his back and tries to fight off Fiona. And Jimenez, can you give me a rough brawling check? He successfully dodges out, weaves and bobs, even without his hands, out of the way of Fiona's strikes. And at some point she gets, of course, someone throws in the steel chair. And she takes the steel chair and gives a good whack at Jimenez, sending him tumbling down. And the ref calls it. Jimenez is trying to get back up. And she throws the chair down. And she approaches X and holds him up by the neck. And she rears her fist back. As even X, you see her knuckles flip over to reveal these blackened steel plates. And she punches you once, twice, a third time. The third one actually blackens your eye, fractures the bone a little. The announcer stops, fake fearing for Jimenez's life, and he's actually calling out for a medic as she whacks him again, breaking his nose.
I rush the ring.
You get up and run to the ring, and she gives one last punch to Jimenez's face as she looks into the crowd, singles out Trins, and blows her a kiss.
No. See, the thing is, Trins doesn't understand wrestling. We've established this. She understands fighting. It's a thing. She also understands that sometimes this is like kind of a makeup thing. So like when this whole thing was planned, she may have thought about, design and music. She gets that. But when it goes from not fighting to real fighting, she doesn't understand that there's a line or what the hell the line is. All she understands is that this bitch is hitting her boyfriend when she's tied up. So can I roll something for you, sir, as she turns around to look for Trins? Because Trins has moved. Trins started moving a lot earlier this fight.
Oh no, she saw you move. She's actually doing it for you.
Good. Can she duck this motherfucking wrench that's gonna hit her in the face?
Throw it.
Because it is kind of comically large wrench that's gonna hit her in the face.
Are you throwing it, or are you going onto the ring?
Oh, she went into the ring. That was the point. She started moving the minute Hefe came in because she was like, what the fuck is going on? Nobody told her shit.
Sure, make a wrench move. Make a protect your boyfriend move.
With an 18.
Let me check.
Nobody told her shit.
How many points in boyfriend protection do you have?
I have 2 extra. I have 2 luck left. I will spend my luck to make it a 20.
All right. You hit her across the face, and she reels from the blow as security jumps in. 2 people taking hold of Trins, 2 people taking hold of Fiona and moving them, and White coming on stage to check Jimenez. X, I'm gonna have to punch you a bit
Sure.
retroactively. X would have lost 25 hit points and taken 1 crit.
Do I get to roll the damage that wrench hit her in the face with, though?
Oh yeah, sure. I was gonna go with a more like roleplay thing.
Oh no, I want to break her motherfucking nose.
Roll.
Because the other thing is that Shen's is short, right? And Fiona's like tall, so the only way I can hit her in the face is with this wrench. This comically large wrench that Shen's just swings like a baseball bat. Because that's what she does. So that's 12 damage to her pretty little face, bitch.
Yeah, you leave a you break like one of the like cheekbones. Actually, X.
So X is going to take, that's a crit, so he's going to take an extra 5 damage, and then you have to roll for...
Yep, I rolled a foreign object. One of her big knuck actually stays lodged into your face. You have like the knuckle right where your nose bridge should be.
Oh, that's going to make breathing very hard.
But we'll see about that next next season. Our very last shot this season is from the point of view of a column of cars being driven up to Night City. A whole clan of nomads. And we're only gonna hear the words, "You sure she's still alive?" And we're gonna stop the game there for tonight.
Ooh, some Jinx background coming. Some Jinx background coming. I got that last name written down. Warden.
We ran over quite a lot actually. So
Worth.
it was worth it. But I'm just gonna go, and while we do the outros, I will run our giveaway for the where's my keyword? All right, what should be the keyword for tonight?
Soul Killer.
Soul Killer. Sure.
I almost got eaten.
Mm-hmm. I
Got
should have
aided.
was around.
All right, so anyone who enters the word Soul Killer in chat stands to win. Only for U.S. It's U.S. residents only, because Talsorian's not going to ship overseas. But you will get your hands on a physical copy of the hardcover book of Cyberpunk Red. Everyone, can you let us know where you are, where we can find you? We'll start with Reno.
Yeah, I am Adelaide Gardner, or Adelaide on Twitter, real quick. Tomorrow, I believe, and also definitely Monday, those are my cosplay shows on my channel, action_fiction on Twitch. Chris Gary is running the one on Monday. That's our Castle Falkenstein game, which is another art testing game. We're super hyped. We had to cancel last week, so we're on for this week instead. So go check that out.
Trends, where can we find you?
Hey y'all, you know me, I'm at Deirdre Donlin on Twitter, but Sparksworth has me before, you can see me around on Twitch, and you can find me tomorrow with Anino. We're doing an Inside the RPer Studio wrap-up, behind-the-scenes look at the Regiment over on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, hosted by our wonderful friend, Pope World Build. And then on Sunday, I will be doing a charity game of Stille Nacht over on Colin Namakon's channel. So I will be posting about that. It'll be very interesting, juicy, juicy things. Keep looking at my Twitter because new things for the new year are about to be posted and announced. It'll be very interesting. But other than that, check my Twitter because I just post where I'm going to be, always going to be the fun things I'm going to do, and always going to be all the wonderful, great things that happen. Love y'all.
X, where can we find you?
Hi, you guys can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Tomorrow I will be on the Level Up TV channel with Simon and Anna for the season finale of Scion. Everything has gone to hell, so that should be a fun time. And then Sunday you'll find me on the Other Dog channel at 3 p.m. Eastern for the next installment of Ghosts of Saltmaw.
Next is our guest, Black Cat. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at Hanimation Art or on Facebook or Instagram at Hanimation Studios. And tomorrow I will be on the
Level Up.
Scion game. Level Up. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's late and my brain is gone. Level Up with Scion game with Anino and Simon. And thank you guys so much for letting me guest in this. It's been so much fun.
You're very welcome. Mr. White, where can we find you on the net?
There we go. Thank you, everyone. My name is Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me on Action Fiction's channel Monday, as we're going to do a makeup game for last week. Definitely come check it out. There's going to be some few tweaks to how we do things for Monday. So it'll be interesting and definitely worth your time. And then it will also be there the following week on the 28th, which is our normal rotation, but it's usually in every other week, rotating off the 28th. So that's back to back for the first and probably only time this season. Take advantage of it. You can find me here when we reprise or when we come back for season 4. And yeah, that's about it for right now. Hopefully there'll be more to talk about next time you see me.
And Jinx, where can we find you?
Here. Every Friday. At Heaven's Night on Twitter. And I did a thing. I made a website and I posted a fic, and there's going to be more coming. So I'll post the website. There you go. So go check it out. It's small, but anyway, hope you like it. And I'll be back for Cyberpunk.
It's actually a story about Jinx.
Yes. And the other one is coming. It's other stories. So enjoy.
And I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you Talsorian for sponsoring this show. Thank you to all of our other sponsors, Mage and Press, Found Familiar, Level Up Dice, and did I miss one? Roll20. Thank you players for coming in for a third story arc. We're gonna have another one starting next year with probably another again revamped overlay. And a lot of cool things coming up. We have a lot of unexplored story arcs still, and a lot of things that are going to happen to Night City. That said, I hope you all had fun. I'll be tomorrow over on Level Up TTV for the finale of our first season of Scion, Birth of the New Gods, as the group are in deep, deep shit. The party was split, and one side of the party ended up with face-to-face with the big baddie hot dude. So check that out. Come back on Monday for some Rime of the Frost Maiden, and we will see you after the holidays. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. Bye-bye.